Good evening. Good evening. It's Thursday night. It's the Shipcast. We got a fun one dialed up. Hopefully a good game, maybe once on Thursday Night Football. We got the Ravens and the Bengals in a divisional matchup. We got Chris Allen, a noted Bengals fan. He was on the show earlier this summer, had a blast with him. He's going to swing by in the second quarter. Our girl Steph feeling a little under the weather tonight, so she's not going to be here, but we got our guys from the Penta crew, our RotoViz bros, Hasan, Raheem, and Blair Andrews, swinging by in the third quarter, talk a little ball, look at one of our high-stakes teams we have going that naturally is starting Keaton Mitchell tonight. It's the Shipcast with Pat, Ben, and Pete. Let's go.
Pat Fryer Helmo.
This is why I'm hot.
Anita Handjob.
Fix your site.
Jamar. Alpha play chase.
Are you kidding me? Kadarius Toney?
You can't handle the heat.
It looks like we're finally this boys. You're right.
All right, Pat, Ben, how we doing tonight? Game's kicking off. Feeling good?
I'm still coming down from the big start-sit argument with Pat a few minutes ago.
We can talk about our pickups here, but I came back to my desk about 20 minutes ago, and Ben and Pat are just battling about a Rashad Bateman versus Jaden Reed start in one of our leagues.
What's new, right?
Yeah. But
Mark
guys,
never guess which side I was on.
yeah. Let's just do some quick table setting here with the pick'ems first, just because that'll help you guys understand our rooting interests in case you missed these on Twitter. We're obviously getting excited about that Mark Andrews catch because we took Mark Andrews higher than 56.5 receiving yards. We got Lamar Jackson over 20.25 underdog fantasy points and Tyler Boyd over 45.5 receiving yards. I mean, about as good of a start as we could ask for there, guys.
I missed the start as usual. I always forget to turn on the game as we're going live.
We got about a
14-yard catch.
14, there.
That's great. It's great for us.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Show them the fivers as well. So one of the fivers is the Bengals passing game built out a little more. It's a shootout Thursday night, good game. The chat's like, are we finally going to get a good game? We're playing for one on this pick.
Playing for one. Yeah.
Yeah, we're apparently eternal optimists around here. Let's go.
Well,
now we got big yardage. Let's go.
Damn.
He's still going.
The worst part about I thought that was Bateman. The worst part about this is I now have to dodge every Bateman play the whole night. We're not going to be watching Jaden Reed together on Sunday. I don't get to sit there.
That's right.
We can't.
Yeah, we're not, Ben, because he's not going to be playing. He wasn't running the routes. Don't you know that?
That was a sick route.
You know how I remember Bateman? It's Odell Beckham is 3 and Zay Flowers is 4. So and Bateman is 7. So I just, it's better than both of them put together.
He's both of them combined.
Yeah.
Famously, all numbers look alike, but that is the thing. If you knew that numbers were different, then you'd be able to figure.
If you knew that numbers were different, you would remember that.
Keaton Mitchell already on the field, fourth snap. Like to see that as well.
It's all great.
So speaking of the Keaton Mitchell, our other 5-pick leg, so obviously the core, this one has a we know ball pick, Irv Smith, the dustiest of all dustmen, lower than 13.5 receiving yards. And then what I later learned via the Underdog Twitter account, the most popular pick of the night, Keaton Mitchell higher than his receiving yards, 7.5. So we're on the square side with that one.
We are fish. That was my suggestion. I feel like a total donkey.
He's better on the field, man.
I have to wear it. Well, so his rushing line was a lot higher than we anticipated. I wanted to go rushing.
Yeah,
I thought it might be like high 20s or 30. It was up at 37.5. Like he has hit for multiple 30-plus yard gains. So it's like, one run might just get him there, right? Like we always say that. But it was kind of a lot. If he only gets 8 carries, if he's 4 yards a carry, he's under that, right? So this line looked a lot more enticing with the fact that he's had a catch in each of his last three active games, even though he hasn't really played a ton. They have set some plays up for him. So if they're going to use him more, you'd expect there to be something in the receiving game, 7.5 yards he should be able to get to.
Well, the fact that
Lamar,
the field
all the Lamar's a running back
is very
idiots. Good. The way Lamar, he was going to run there and the defender was going to tackle him before the first down, and he just squared back up to throw, and it was over because the defender's like, oh shit. And then he runs and picks up the first down. He's so good.
Shout out to everyone hanging out in the chat tonight. Thank you, Tyler, as always. Get those likes up. We will be here for the duration of the game. Fun first drive here. Keaton Mitchell still on the field. Mark Andrews getting killed.
Mark Andrews.
Come on, Mark.
Well, so that would be tilting.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh.
This looks
He looks
very
legit hurt, dude. He got rolled up on. That's like a high ankle. Fuck.
Really? It seems like it's something like with his back.
He he dropped the ball quick, man. Fuck.
That fucking looks brutal. Jesus Christ.
You guys want to make some more pick'ems?
Jesus. Yeah, that looked very bad. That was something with the back. He couldn't even move his lower legs.
It didn't look good.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. I'm gonna rewind it.
Well, gotta love football.
God.
Keaton Mitchell was on the field 3 or 4 plays in a row. So not just for the first drive, but stayed out there extended. I'm ready to get back in the pick'em lobby and start doing all the Keaton Mitchell overs.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting to see if anyone has a report on what happened, but it's all just generic.
Edwin Porce has a list of doctors that on Twitter that's usually really good. You go to that.
Man. Yeah, and it's such a bummer too, because Mark Andrews, I would say, kind of a disappointing season, at least relative to where you drafted him. The Ravens scoring so many rushing touchdowns.
Although it's been such a disappointing third round that he's been okay, and he's gotten in the end zone a bit. So,
well, that's why
it's been kind of been a little shakier than you were hoping, but not. Yeah.
But this was on paper a smash spot for him tonight.
Like a huge smash spot. Yeah.
Yeah, and that first drive seemed to indicate that as well.
Yeah. Oh, people are saying hip. Yeah, hip would be bad if you get a fucking displaced hip or something like that.
Well, although there's other hip ailments.
I know it.
Underdog counts as leg.
I started joking about doing more pick'ems in part because I guess I didn't think that was that bad. I thought I just got rolled up on it was going to be okay, but everyone seems to think that
Andrews is walking off the field with a pronounced limp and heading right to the blue medical tent.
The fact that he's walking himself,
that's great,
huge, yeah.
That's what I was sort of thinking. It might have been right away. Was just
Oh, here we go.
It might be a high ankle sprain. Is sort of what I thought.
Yeah, maybe
I'm wrong about that, but
the way he wasn't moving his legs when he first went down, I thought it was something spinal.
He got.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's probably ankle.
That's that freaking hip drop again, man.
Yeah,
that was pretty much the hip drop. I hate that. I've gotten so many people I mentioned. I've been tweeting about it since Pollard got hurt in the playoffs last year. I got into a bunch of fights on Twitter about it. But and then I got guys, some Australian followers, they actually have rules for this in rugby. Because everyone's how are you going to legislate it? They're not able to tackle. What are they going to do? You can't do anything. There's no way to get them to the ground, right? They say that every time there's a new rule, every time there's a new roughing the passer penalty, except we stop hearing about them because they do start to legislate them out and the players do start to, to handle them. There are mistakes. There are bad penalties of every sort. People seem to hate the player safety ones the most, but it's only a couple times a game at most. They still find other ways to get them down to the ground, 60 other tackles a game. It's 2 to 3 a game where there's roughing the passer penalties or anything like that. But this hip drop, man, when you grab him and pull him back and swing your body weight into his lower legs, and he's got all his weight on his legs and now your weight on it, and you're attacking his freaking knees with your body weight. It's a great way to get him down on the ground. It's also a great way to blow out a knee or break a leg like they did to Tony Pollard. I don't know if that was exactly the hip drop. I'm not trying to say anyone did anything wrong. and it's legal, so it's not even like dirty necessarily. But defenders have been doing it a lot more, and it is illegalized in rugby where it got popular. And I'm seeing more and more talk about it. It's gonna be legislated out of the NFL as well, pretty quick, I think.
The timeline is calling it a hip drop, so you're not alone there.
Okay.
Yeah. See a couple Twitter guys. Initial concern is left high ankle and/or mid-foot injury. Yeah.
He went to the locker room
walking off
too.
the
I
locker
think
room.
it's yeah.
Wow. I mean,
Probably
Samuel makes
Right.
he just goes, Isaiah Likely season. But I mean, we have been saying Isaiah Likely's a handcuff tight end basically for the whole year. If it is a high ankle, if he's out 4 or 5 weeks, like that is a fantasy implication.
Also, update on that drive. Obviously, Gus Edwards came in at the goal line there and had a few snaps, but it was Gus Edwards 5 snaps, Keaton Mitchell 4 out of 9 plays. So no Justice Hill there. It's pretty bullish for Keaton.
That is pretty bullish for Keaton. Yikes.
So we do have no active Pick'ems. He's not going to play again in this game.
No, he's not. Yeah. So we're done.
Yeah.
2% shot that he plays again in this game.
We just punted off 3 Pick'ems.
Well, no, because I'm gonna get in the mentions of the Underdog, the main account, and just write void it, refund, void it.
And not even void it.
Fund
They should just give us. They should just give us the over. He was gonna hit that so hard.
he was already there.
Yeah.
It's like already there.
Yeah.
He really was. Sparkle Tompkins.
He already had 23 yards. I mean, on the first drive. Give me a break.
I love that we ramped up our vault just a little bit because we were like, we're feeling good
Just a
about
little.
this game. Not like big,
I mean, I feel like we made the right move. We were.
Oh God!
We'll see how
I mean,
the rest of it goes, but
the Mitchell thing's already looking great. Obviously, the Lamar and Andrew stuff was looking great.
they scored. Part of it was that Bengals are just gonna be passing a lot. That's kind of the Boyd idea because the Ravens are such a good defense. You don't really want to take.
Too about it. Like if I pull it up to look at the live numbers, like now the Zay stuff, the Lamar, it's all going to be juiced. Like where we got it in good. Now it's going to be so much higher.
Mark Andrews, 2 catches for 23 yards. We had him at over 55.5. We're 4 minutes into the game right now. Like he was already 40% of the way there.
It's brutal.
Let's see here.
I'm going to drink. I showed you guys this. I went to Costco the other day. This looked interesting, so I bought this. I'm going to drink the whole thing now. This is Christmas ale. I just popped this little mini keg, 7.1% alcohol by volume.
How many ounces is that thing?
1.32 gallons. I'm not going to drink the whole thing, but maybe.
Oh my goodness. We all need a gallon of that tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
ship one to my place.
Do you guys want to make a new core here on the fly?
This thing pours really well.
Are we going to be able to, Peter? It's usually pretty tough with they pull stuff whenever.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in the lobby right now. I mean, the Baltimore stuff is
we need a delay. Like after a touchdown, I bet we'd have enough of a window, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we need to wait for.
Yeah,
I think we're going to be tilting as it constantly adjusts. Yeah.
No glass. You want me to just do one of these? That's got to be second half. It's way too early for that.
So Jeff Mueller says, can't quite tell, but have consider concern for high ankle, midfoot sprain, or turf toe. Either way, probably don't see him return.
Dude, the most frustrating thing for season-long leagues where you have Andrews too, it's like, I mean, this was about to be a smash. You started him. You put him in your lineup. Andrews on pace for 600 yards and 48 catches in this game. I mean, that's a record.
Underdog should pay out accordingly.
Yeah. Come on, Underdog. Do the right thing.
This is like the worst part of like seasonal fantasy. I've talked on the skin. What's that?
So, I will say his official status update is questionable to return. That certainly is better than doubtful.
Here's Boyd.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Catch.
So this is St. Louis Cardinals following up on Twitter.
Oh my
Everyone tagging
God.
Boyd, Mark Andrews.
Every
Void it. Definitely got to void it. Shit, brah. Nah, man, I need a void. Void it.
my God. I've seen a lot of people be like, why are you mad at them? Like, if they're gonna keep voiding it, then these people, like, they should just get what they can out of the books. But at the same time, like, I can't stand by this type of behavior. Like, other idiot, like, even if like I'm always on the consumer side, if they can get what they can get, like, not this way. There's another way. Oh man.
I mean, whatever. But people are going to complain on Twitter. Like, that's just what Twitter's for.
No, but it's more funny that there's been, because what happened, right, is the books have done it a couple of times. I know FanDuel has done it a couple times in previous years. And what they did is they created entitled monsters, because then they were doing a PR thing of being like, we'll do it. We'll make everyone happy. And then all the fish thought they were entitled to it every single time there was an injury, without understanding you can bet the lower on a number. That is the thing you're allowed to do.
They just showed Andrews heading back, probably for an MRI. Man, he looked like he needed help just to get up those stairs.
He couldn't get up the stairs. There's no way he returns.
He's not
happening. Yeah, that's just not going to happen.
He looked like he was in a lot of pain. I mean, he got
his ankle, but by the way, yeah. So,
Burrow.
Yeah,
questionable throw there, buddy. I mean, that's almost like a weird diving tip, because that's almost a pick six. Like, if he can stay on his feet, I mean, maybe he needed a layout. I'd love to see a replay of that.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you go for the bat and you could potentially catch it. Oh no, that's kind of have to dive for that. But man, if he undercuts that and is able to catch it while running, it's a touchdown.
All right.
Oh yeah, now's the time to look. What do we got?
Yeah, so like let's look at the Ravens stuff first.
Where's Keaton at?
Yeah, that's a good question. They had him at 38.5 rushing yards.
That's up.
That's up 1. It was 37.5, I think. Oh, current is negative 1.
But man, with Justice Hill not playing a single snap on that first drive,
I like it.
Yeah,
I like that over. Yeah,
I like it.
The
Boyd. Should we get the Boyd over back in? Because we like the Boyd stuff.
We did like that.
The Boyd stuff's good.
That's still the same, right? It was at 46, and he has a catch.
We could also do either Lamar or
Lamar
Burrow.
passing yards.
Well,
they were moving the ball at.
He already has 2 rush attempts, 10.5 rush attempts. He already has 2, or pass attempts.
Might not
he already has 3. 24.5 pass attempts is a really low number. He's been low the last few games, but that's a low number.
But with like how leaky they've been, I almost like.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the yardage right there. I mean,
I like the yardage.
Yeah,
like less than 175.
But without Andrews, I could like just pass Vol in case they're inefficient.
No, I think they'll be all right. But
for you guys, I mean,
do we want to go?
Do you want?
How did you feel about Burrow on that drive? Would we rather correlate Burrow with Boyd and say like, hey, they're going to be in a negative game script. We're going to see a lot of Keaton Mitchell. Let's play.
I like the Lamar side better. I mean, I like the yards best, but I also don't mind the attempts. If you feel strongly, Ben, I'm okay with attempts too.
I just think we don't need to correlate it with he doesn't have to be efficient. If the Andrew stuff isn't working out, it's what you were telling me last week, and you were right, or both me and Pete, that like the incomplete passes feel great. Like if he starts to miss people because Andrews isn't in there, he's going to get to 25 pass attempts in this game because he's not going to be as efficient, I don't think, without Andrews. 25 is a really low number for pass attempts.
I'm just worried if they get a big lead here, and then I'd rather be able to hang our hat on a couple of explosive plays than a bunch of volume. Let's
do it. All right. You guys both like it. Let's go yards. I think.
All right, guys. We're gonna lock this in as a new core here. Yeah. So this will be eligible for the giveaway. Underdog might not void it, but Ship Chasing just voided it for the giveaway. $200 giveaway is live. Here is the new core.
Likely is not dust. You're right, Tyler. I think this is gonna hit too. 24.5. I'm just trying to emphasize the reason I like that is because it is very low. Like even for Lamar, very low.
Well, I like that we did some maneuvering, right? The Tyler Boyd's the same. We were very much in on Lamar there. They didn't have the fantasy points up for this version here, but we still get in on the yards. And then Keaton, we had in the 5-leg, seeing him get all of those snaps and also had a couple of rushes there. I do like swinging back to the rushing yards as opposed to the passing.
Yeah. I like that.
Lamar has gone under 24.5 3 times in 10 games, and 2 of them were 22 and 23. So just by 1.5 and 2.5. But anyway, he's going to go over both of them.
Yep.
No, I think that was a good call too. I mean, part of the play overall tonight for me, I mean, I love the Andrews part of it because I think you can really attack the middle of the field here on the Bengals. That's something that popped up in the numbers. I added this week. I added EPA on splash zone targets, so 10 plus air yards over the middle of the field for offense and defense. And the Bengals really popped as a team that was not good at that, not good at preventing that. They're also very poor against first reads, and they're really bad at preventing explosive passes, dead last in explosive pass rate against. So my thing was,
bomb!
Oh, here we go.
Let's go.
Oh, Dell, catch it.
Damn.
That was 70 yards. That would have been very helpful. Explosive pass rate as Pat's narrating it. They go deep and he's behind the defense. Oh, man, that was perfect.
The Lou Anarumo thing really is like, I joke that we need to hire this guy's publicist. Like this defense sucks in coverage. Like
that was the greatest
pretty good pass rush, but
greatest advertisement for the walkthrough I've ever seen. We need to clip that. It was Pat breaking down in walkthrough terms with the deep ball as he's getting behind the defense in real time. He's describing how this is going to be something that's going to work, and it happens in real time. It was incredible. I got goosebumps. It was amazing.
Michael.
Well, I wish it had connected. Then we could have.
It was so
danced around.
Michael says, "Look, the brand can't have an Odell bomb hit. This is like DFS. The beauty of DFS, it's like you can fade Joe Mixon all off season, then you get to play Joe Mixon in the one good matchup all year. It's the same thing. Once you got the Lamar passing yards, bud, we're all Odell fans right now.
Unfortunately, Joe Mixon will cost you your entire week's entries if you lock button him in DFS. But you can play him. You can play him. No, I played him. I played him.
TD game.
I played him in October, and it didn't work at all.
Yeah.
The chat isn't liking that Mitchell got a negative rush.
The chat is going to reveal themselves as fishes if they don't think that the whole question about Mitchell was, is he going to be on the field?
Right.
Right.
It's I have zero concerns as long as he's on the field. The worry was it's just going to be like fucking Marvin Mims and you're never touching the ball.
Can you guys tell me what he's pacing for right now? Is it negative 250 rushing yards?
I think, negative 250 was correct. Oh, man. Come on, Lamar. Come on.
Oh, don't take a sack.
Man. They do have a good pass rush. I noted that.
Oh, man, that explosive play would have been perfect.
I will say, for the script too. I mean, with the Lamar, I mean, we're completely content with the Bengals scoring.
Man, the more I see that Andrews thing, like he gets rolled up on, but his foot isn't necessarily caught, is it? Oh, is it his right ankle? Oh, was it the second ankle? The first ankle oh man.
I don't know. Edwin said it was likely high ankle. He says you can see Andrew's foot goes into the everted. I didn't even know everted was a thing. Everted / high ankle mechanism, then toes off. Implicates potential high ankle sprain and/or foot / toe sprain. Severity isn't always captured on video, so hope for the best. And then he said MCL less likely, but in play.
Yeah.
And then
so the weird take, but he kind of gets both ankles rolled up on. I'm seeing an angle that I missed the first time. And maybe part of his immediate response that was so aggressive was like, man, I just got both my ankles rolled up on. But maybe there's some possibility that they're both not that severe, but it's just like a little shocking when you get both of them. Like Warren Sharp just sent this. It's a vertical. I don't know. Can we put it on?
Yeah, I see the one you're talking about here. Yeah.
he gets ridden on the first one with the hip drop, but then that whole thing gets his one leg and the hip drop all comes into the second leg. So the first leg doesn't really get caught, but it's still being inverted or whatever. The second ankle then gets the right ankle gets caught.
It could be the right ankle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh man.
I mean, it's not great. See, the right one, his left shin ends up like hitting his right one.
This is
all his weight's on the right one right there. Ooh. Sorry.
Yeah. Deepak Shona says ankle didn't bend that severely, but the prolonged force while it's being dragged suggests at least moderate severity. Not impossible, but would be surprised if he returns.
The prolonged force while it's dragged, that makes sense. Yeah, because he's doing the fucking hip drop. He's upside down. He's hanging on him and putting all of his weight on his ankle. That makes me so mad. Like, are we not about player safety? There's nothing that could possibly be doing other than breaking his fucking leg. Like, it's insane. When I was talking about that with Pollard, and every time I do this on Twitter, I get the I'm soft, like whatever, like how they gonna get guys on the ground? They got to play the game stuff, but I mean, there's got to be a different way than that, man.
Yeah. All right. Tyler Boyd time.
These guys have so much upper body strength, these defenders. I'm watching the play again. He literally, because he's hanging on Andrews, but he's using his arms. He's basically doing a pull-up to get his whole body weight off the ground to make sure that his full body weight is going into Andrews' legs, which is, again, like, I mean, I'm not saying it's dirty because it is what's in the rules. That's kind of what they're taught, but man.
It's not great for the health of the offensive player.
Right. I mean, we're supposed to be protecting the offensive player. I'm a fantasy analyst, so I'm going to sound soft if I have to, but like, I don't need Tony Pollard breaking his leg last, playoffs and not being able to get explosive plays this season.
It hasn't been fun.
There's been a number of significant leg injuries from this tackle. I can't think of more of them right now, but I'm sure the chat would be able to call some of them out.
Well, there's, the timeline fully agrees.
That's a pretty sick scoreboard in Baltimore. It said, visitors want quiet. Please respond accordingly.
This has been a long first quarter.
Oh, man.
I'm going to need to go get a Costco-sized thing of tequila.
So the chat's saying he's on crutches.
Yeah, that was a report in the x-ray room and is on crutches, unable to put weight on his injured ankle.
So what's our new core? It's Keaton Mitchell, Tyler Boyd, and Lamar. We're gonna nail this.
God damn.
The victory.
I love that Pete, you introduced this as, well, we finally get a good game, and then on the first drive, Mark Andrews ends up on crutches. What fucking shit.
And it was going to be, I mean, we were off to the fucking races.
Oh, God.
Who wants to call bullshit on our friend Davis Maddock, who tweeted that Mark Andrews might be what I needed to cure myself of ever playing fantasy football for money ever again. Davis will be playing fantasy football for money in about 24 hours.
Yeah,
I don't even know if it's going to take that long. I think you're going to say 24 minutes. Like he's going to do a draft
probably
tonight.
in a battle royale right now.
Right now, he's drafting tonight. Right? There's no way. He's definitely drafting.
I think Davis is listening to this and drafting right now. Now, I don't mean Thursday at 5:45. I mean He's an audio listener, I believe. I think whenever you're listening to this, Davis, you're fucking drafting too.
So I just saw Andrew's walking. The limp is the left leg. It's the one that got ridden. It's not the right leg. Anyway. Not great. Any of it.
Nope. Yeah. By the way, if my video is freezing more than usual,
Really?
would like to note that I don't know if it is or not, but I'm having to replace all of the charts from all of the early games for all the receivers in the walkthrough, which I'm doing right now.
No.
Why?
Yeah, because I screwed up. I had all the open score from last week in there instead of this week.
Oh, jeez.
Actually, I need to do the running backs too. Now that I think.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Yeah.
You do a lot.
Mark Andrews officially ruled out, by the way, so we can give out what little candle we left on.
Okay.
Now we all just need to tweet at Underdog, say Ship Chasing sent you, void all Mark Andrews tweets. Don't actually say that.
Please don't.
Hashtag right the ship. That's the campaign. Okay. Right the ship. We're getting
Right into Underdog and say, if Ben Gretsch finishes his Costco-sized keg by the end of the first quarter, will you void all Mark Andrews bet?
Hashtag right the ship.
Yeah.
How do I keg stand this?
Yeah.
Get a screenshot. Get a screenshot of Gretsch. It's also part
How
of
much is
campaign.
1.32 gallons? Chat, I got a job for you. Tell me how much 1.32 gallons is in 12-ounce beers. That's your math puzzle for the week. There's your sporkle.
I'm interested.
There's
in
your
this.
sporkle.
You said you have 1.32 ounces or
Gallon.
1.32 gallons. So that's
Yeah.
169 nice ounces. So if you had like what, a 16-ounce beer, that's over 10 pints basically.
It's only 7.1%
Do it by cans.
alcohol.
Do it like by like it's. So wait, how
What's
much
a
was it?
can?
How many ounces?
12 ounces.
Yeah.
That would be 14.
All right, so it's like a little over
14?
12 pack.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that.
These are not Bud Lights, though. Again, I go back to the 7.1% alcohol by volume.
Oh, it's 7.1%?
Yes.
You would die. Don't.
We're not talking about 4.1%.
That's
Miller
like-
Coors
That's
Light.
like a 24-pack of
Right.
Bud. Like you can't.
If there was a reality, some weird distorted reality where if you were able to drink this entire thing by the end of the first quarter and it meant Mark Andrews would return to the game, do you think you could do it?
I think
In what capacity
physically-
would Andrews return? Just for Ben's
Dude.
health, we should. At
No,
least
I'm
know
just
how
saying
many
in this
routes Mark
weird
Andrews is gonna
hypothetical,
run.
Gretsch can summon him back if there's not a drop of beer.
I'm going to tell
in
you a
that
story.
keg.
I was at an ASB conference. I was in ASB in high school. I was at an ASB, a week-long thing, like, leadership thing, whatever. We had a bunch of other schools there. We were in the cafeteria, middle of the day. And I was just, for some reason, started drinking. You had like a buffet-style meal thing. And I was drinking a bunch of these little cartons of milk. And we started figuring out that I was getting close to a gallon of milk. Do you remember the gallon milk challenge when we were in high school? It was like a thing.
You
physically can't do it. Yeah. But I started drinking a few of them, and then people are kind of saying, "Oh, well, let's see how many you can drink." I drank a few more. I got about like halfway there, right? And then I had somebody ask me, or start to tell me, like, you got to do it. This is the leadership place we're at. Whatever, like you got to show some leadership. My good buddy Brent Flyberg, who's a stand-up. I don't know. I don't know. That's nothing to do with leadership. My buddy,
Truly.
it was more of a pride thing in our high school. And my buddy Brent Flyberg is now a stand-up comedian in SoCal. Go see a show if you live in SoCal. Pat, you should drive up to LA. Go see a show. Gives me this riling speech, and they had brought over all the little cartons of milk. He's like, "You're gonna quit now when a Linwood kid quit," which was like our big rivals. And he's like,
he invoked Linwood.
"Oh yeah," he threw Linwood at me. So I chugged all of the rest of the milks, and then I had to go immediately to the bathroom. Brett came with me, acted like he was peeing. I started vomiting all over the place. The answer to your question is, physically, I think I could because I'm that competitive. but I think I would puke it all out really quickly. I've proven before.
Well, Gretch, you're gonna have to drink 2 of these now to bring both Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson back because
Oh,
Lamar's
God.
down.
You kidding?
I mean, that looked like another fucking ankle sprain. It looks like
Yeah,
the same
that's his
fucking
ankle.
thing.
Is it the same player?
Jesus.
This is disgusting.
Was that another hip drop? Was it the same? It's the same guy, Steven's saying? No way. If that's the same dude hip dropping,
It's the Wilson dude.
no. Yeah, 55. I just saw the Andrews one on my timeline again. That's who I just saw with Lamar. That was the same dude.
It looked like the exact same thing almost.
And it's like I said this on the Andrews thing. You can't call him dirty because it's part of the rules. Like, and everyone's gonna have a hard time with this, but like, it's fucked. He's going into the tent. Oh my god.
Pretty soon, there's gonna be no players left for us to put in a pick 'em.
Man, this has been the worst year for quarterback injuries ever, right?
It's been absurd. Ship chasing public enemy #1. Whatever.
Chat's having a good night, at least. I mean, there's some good before the Lamar injury. I'm looking back at the comments when I was telling my little milk story. There's some funny ones. Vadim said I would send Underdog Taco Bell if they voided the Andrews bets, which is pretty good.
What is it? Is it still Huntley behind him?
Yeah. Yeah, he played a couple weeks ago in a blowout.
Tyler Boyd target. Got to celebrate the small wins around here these days, guys.
Is Lamar going to play?
I mean, if this game doesn't, on a primetime game, doesn't make hip drops,
we should
There's
probably
a
just
lot
not create any more pick 'em entries and not risk another player.
I can't believe Underdog hasn't righted the ship yet. The campaign really needs to. We really need to get this campaign.
So I'm seeing tweets about Logan Wilson being dirty, and I just said a minute ago, like I'm saying that it's not like the headhunters, man. Like it is a part of the rules. That's why they do need to make rules against it. Like
There's only one man who can save this show.
Yeah.
Who can increase morale. And it's Fantasy Life's Chris Allen. Chris, welcome to our personal funeral live on stream right now. How are you
What's
doing,
going
buddy?
on, boys?
You know, this game has been pretty rough on the injury front so far.
Yeah, that's what I've been catching so far. It's been not so good if you are a Mark Andrews bag holder. So yeah, man.
Yeah. But hey, we're not
all of our
gonna let
pick'ems tonight were Mark Andrews pick'ems. We are Mark Andrews bag holders.
God.
And then we made a new one, Chris. We're like, you know what? We're not going to let this Mark Andrews ruin our night. Let's spin it back up again. And then immediately Lamar Jackson hurts his ankle as well, who we naturally had in our pick'em. But
God.
Otherwise, Miss Lincoln, how did you like the play?
It's been tough, man. And I know Baltimore, like Ravens fans, like probably don't want to hear me start crying about anything, but man, just seeing the Bengals, like not implosion's not the right term for it, but just the way that the season has gone in general. Yeah. And to kind of see the results so far, it's just been a rough season for everybody. And like the AFC North being like, I knew that the AFC North was going to be like a tough go of it. Just looking at the team strength, and even if Deshaun Watson was going to be like a solid quarterback, mid or whatever, but just thinking about their defense, the Steelers have always given them tough times, and then Lamar with this new like with Greg Roman like out, and then getting like Todd Monken, it's just man, it's tough.
Yeah. Has there been, how many games this year have the Bengals played like fully healthy with like Burrow, Chase, Higgins, Mixon? How many games have they had with that?
It's probably
Only
been
a
what, 2?
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Burrow, well, I mean, fully healthy because Burrow wasn't healthy early. Early in the season, they were mostly all playing, right?
He wasn't really healthy though.
Yeah. Since
It just seems
Burrow's
like they've
calf
always all
strain-
been in and out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like Burrow was playing through a calf strain, was not scrambling, was not moving. His ADOT was super low, really quick.
He
on the
wasn't even
pass.
like really healthy enough to get the ball downfield.
Right.
Yeah. So
Missing,
I mean,
like-
depending on how you look at that, like definitely not a lot of them being because they started to look better after the bye. They beat the Niners, right? Then they beat the Bills, and then T. Higgins gets hurt again. It's just it's not look good.
Yeah, it's been a tough go of it. Like even when Higgins started to show out, because I know that his yards per route run was just like super low, like even from a career standpoint for the first like 4, 5, 6 weeks. And I know that you can characterize a lot of it because of like what Burrow was having to deal with from a passing standpoint. But even when he started to come on from an efficient standpoint, now you got this hamstring injury. The running game still hasn't started like to click yet, like we'd hoped it would. Like it did last season, like after, I think it was like about this time last season, or no, maybe earlier than that. It was around like week 6, week 7, when they finally started to get more efficiency out of Mixon. Just like nothing's really coming together like it did last year. So it's just, whew, man.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where like when a team starts that badly, like it just puts you behind so much because you're always going to have, even really good teams are going to have like weird stretches. Like I kind of feel like that's what's happening to the Bills. Like there's, their efficiency is really good on offense. They've had some inopportune turnovers. They've left 12 men on the field, which is super stupid and definitely the offensive coordinator's fault.
Totally Dorsey's fault.
Yeah, totally Dorsey's fault. But that type of shit like can happen to any team. And the Bengals kind of got things righted, but then they've also like had some letdowns, which is natural. Like you're not going to be able to just be super hot just because you're healthy for the entire rest of the season. Yeah.
There's just a lot of variance that goes into not just injuries, which I think over the most part, I mean, the Bengals weren't. The Jamar Chase had that hairline fracture in his hip throughout like the middle part of last season.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, they've been able to stay healthy for the most part of the past couple of seasons. So now, like, if you want to say like injury regression is a thing, like that's starting to crop up. Then the schedule being as it was, also not all that great. So it's just a lot of things that could have hampered them, and are really starting to become like just things that we've seen happen to other teams that are just happen to pop up this year.
It's also making me think like with, you thinking about how sometimes you look at win rates, for best ball stuff and it'll be like, oh, early tight end smash. And it's just because Travis Kelce, like this year, like the QB window guys, like the, round 8 through round 12, it's going to have disastrous win rates this year simply because of injuries, right? Kirk, Watson, Rodgers, Richardson, like all of those guys just like firmly in the window. Like if that was your macro strategy of like waiting,
and
you're going to get
the tough part about that too, Pete, is that like Kirk, Richardson were both awesome picks. I feel like I'm forgetting another guy who got hurt that was a good pick.
Rodgers. I mean, I don't know.
It's tough to say.
Yeah.
With Rodgers.
I don't know if we could have known that. Yeah.
But then like Dak is one of the best picks you could have made. Tua has been a great pick. So like overall, you want it to be in the quarterback window if we turn off injuries. And then obviously it's like Kirk Cousins tears his Achilles. Like that's about as,
well, that's what I mean. I'm saying it like would have worked out. But in hindsight, if you just retrofit the advancement rate data, you'd be like, avoid the QB window, like not understanding it is still so contextual to just players specifically in there and the randomness.
And 2 years in a row too, because last year the quarterback window was pretty rough as well.
Yeah.
And mostly because of injuries. So it's going to look like the data is going to suggest that you got to get quarterbacks early.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What how's the season been going for you, Chris? Otherwise, other than sweating the ups and downs of the Bengals.
I mean, otherwise, I think it's been going okay. I think a lot of the just like general approach to team strategy or like drafting teams. Some of the picks that I had at least thought of, like going in from a like the Chargers, I think building around guys like Herbert, Keenan, I think overall strategically were the right calls. A couple of the rookies that I had kind of like highlighted over the offseason, I was really high on Jordan Addison. That's looking like, even like outside of the Justin Jefferson pick, I think once we saw him on the field for the Vikings, I think that was a fairly solid call. The running backs, though, and I wanted to get you guys' take on this. I know that for most of the latter part of the offseason, guys like Bigsby, Kendre Miller, they were starting to catch, I wouldn't say steam from like an ADP standpoint, but I know that the workloads for a lot of them were things that like we were projecting to be at least difference makers throughout like for this part of the season. Like once we're getting close to the playoffs, looking for that championship like type of push. And I mean, those guys have just been non-factors. So I just wanted to get you I'm wondering what you guys had thought going into the season, and maybe if there was any sort of leak in terms of how we looked at either like for those two specifically and any of the other like running backs. I mean, Achane has been fine, but like Miller, Bigsby specifically, I thought were just guys that I thought were going to be fine, but we just haven't seen anything out of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the part of it was that this rookie class was kind of, I thought that the rookie class was actually kind of interesting because there was like a lot of guys who were like, they weren't great prospects, but they were kind of interesting prospects, and it was kind of billed as a really poor rookie class. And I mean, Achane is kind of doing, he's carrying a lot of the weight for that take because he's looked amazing. But Charbonnet, I think, is someone who's coming on now and was available in kind of that late single-digit round, early double-digit round, not too far ahead of Bigsby by the end. He hasn't done much, but he's kind of become their passing down back now. So he's sort of in position to where he could be interesting late. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, Bigsby, I think, was mostly like a contingency bet. In my portfolio and rankings, I was high on ETN and Bigsby because I felt like that was the best way to play the Jacksonville offense. Oh, Bateman, come on.
You almost had your dunk.
Yep.
I mean, they're taking shots. Yeah, I thought, by the way, Pat, you should plug, I know a lot of people already follow your legendary upside, but you guys did a couple really good pods with Kyle and Daniel, just like a mid-season process review on your best ball ranks and like where you guys closed and what you got you on stuff. I thought it was very, I don't know, like illuminating too, to kind of think back through things from a process and what you guys wish you would have done differently and not. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Those were a lot of fun. We did two. We did one on the early rounds and one on the late rounds. Basically just one giant long podcast split into two because we had to do stuff.
That sounds awesome. I love that Pete was like, you should plug this, and then did like the greatest plug ever. It's just like it flows through Pete's veins. Like he just knows how to plug.
Yeah, he knows how to plug. The guy can plug.
Speaking of plugs, so we did have Chris on this summer. We drafted a couple Best Ball Mania teams on my account as part of my 150 set. And the team we drafted with Chris is currently advancing. It's in second place. I wanted to pull it up because it's a pretty fun team. Nice. It was the punt QB, Kenny Pickett, Kyler Murray, Desmond Ridder. So Kyler coming along at just the right time. Has Christian McCaffrey, Javonte Williams, Devon Achane, Jamal Williams, Roshan Johnson. Wide receivers pretty solid. Devontae Smith, Keenan Allen, Drake London, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Cortland Sutton, and Rondell Moore. And then the tight ends, Kyle Pitts, Trey McBride, Hunter Henry. So like this late breaking Kyler, Rondell Moore, McBride stack, Achane coming back, CMC, like there's some stuff to like here.
There's nothing better than looking at a team that has a Kyler McBride stack that is like in contention. Ooh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's already there. It doesn't have to crawl its way back.
Yeah. That is a gorgeous feeling. Like we were talking, Pat and Pete, in some of our chats this week about some of the portfolio stuff, and I saw that on a couple teams that I clicked on, and I was like, "Oh, this team fucks. This team is ready to go." It's close, and it's got like because Kyler looked completely back. I was a Kyler fudder like the whole summer, right? Like he's not going to run when he gets back. They're not going to want to turn him loose. Even this last week, I was like, they're going to do a bunch of drop back handoffs, straight handoffs, because they don't want him to get hurt. Like, they're going to ease him back in. First game back from an ACL, fully back. He looked so athletic. He was scrambling all over. I mean, we all saw the highlight, the one really big, his touchdown run where he like ran all over the field. It was Pete Kyler. Like, he's a top 10 upside play the rest of the way at quarterback. And then McBride, as a result, who also has been playing really well. There's I wrote about it in Simpsons this year. I talked about like the echoes on the ranges of outcomes, but like there's the echo on Trey McBride's range of outcomes where now you have Kyler at quarterback, right? And you're also playing well. And so everything's aligning for you. McBride looks like an absolute smash.
Yeah. Also, I got to give a quick shout out. I know those of you who are in the ship chasing Discord are very familiar with this tool. I think Liam's tweeted a decent amount about it, but our guy, Patrick Donovan, Ship Chaser, he put together this screener, bbmdb.com, which sounds far dirtier than it actually is. But there's all kinds of fun ways. You can search by user. You can look at various player combos if you want to see like, hey, what is just my advance rate of Sam Howell teams? You can click on any team from there. You can see your score, how far behind. Just a super, super fun way to kind of review your portfolio or anyone's teams you want to check out. So I'll paste this in the chat. Just a sick resource here from
I spent
Patrick.
about half an hour of time I didn't have on this today.
This is why I was just talking
yesterday.
about
Yeah.
Our chat, Pete, you mentioned this link, and I spent a ton of time on it. I was like, this is
It's
awesome.
so fun.
Pete, I just wanted to mention you were the sharp that got us on the Irv Smith under. We don't actually, I guess, care about that anymore but anyway, he just got a target and fell down away from the ball. So I just thought that was very funny. But Chris, you asked a minute ago about the rookie running backs. One thing I wanted to chime in on that was so Sean and I on Stealing Bananas this morning we like to do the 2024 first round. And so last year we did a midseason update. We did it again this morning. So that's a fun one. And one of the things he brought up was you're at this point in the season where in preseason, we both ranked like JSN in our 2024 first two rounds, but we didn't right now. We're at this point in the season where we might actually be low on some of these guys. We know that rookies break out late in the year, and this is the exact point where it feels like none have broken out. But if you look back at past years and you actually look at where we were at in week 10 or 11 and where we're at the end of the year, there's always a couple that are going to break out between now and the end of the year. So I do think there's a little bit of a whatever you want to call it, calendar bias, right? Like where we're at right now, it feels like this is a little bit of a worse class. We're going to feel, I think, better at the end of the year.
Okay.
I don't know who it's going to be, but I mean, that's like the big picture data says that, these guys tend to hit.
I guess would the easier call be for it to be like Bigsby over Miller since Miller still has to work through Jamal?
It doesn't seem great for Miller, does it?
It doesn't seem great for Miller.
And I think that's the thing, right? The contingent upside is still there for Bigsby, but some of these you're going to climb the depth chart on pure talent alone. Like some of those outs are greatly, diminishing.
Right.
I think Charbonnet is one of the better bets there where he's in position.
Yeah.
Like could Charbonnet have an amazing like weeks 14 through 18? Like I think he definitely could.
Yeah.
Like he's already the receiving down back, and Walker's really inconsistent as a rusher. He's also below. He has fewer yards than expected per NFL Next Gen, which isn't like, he's been mediocre there. He basically his burst has been mediocre by that measure, and he rates well in breakaway yards per game and some other PFF stuff. So he's generally like who we think an inconsistent boom bust rusher with the burst there, but the burst hasn't been special this season, and he's been just as inconsistent as he was last year.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Yeah, who are the guys that you think could? And there doesn't have to be specifically a this year's Amon-Ra, St. Brown, or whoever. But are there any guys that don't need an injury that you're still excited about their chance to really come on?
I think
Michael Wilson.
That's a good one.
Wilson, yeah, that's a good one.
I think one of the things I was going to say with these backs, as you guys started talking through them, the Saints, the Jags, even the Seahawks look like they're headed for the playoffs, so it's a little tricky for them. But some of these teams that wind up out of it, like if the Saints wound up out of the playoff picture somehow, which they're not going to because the NFC South is so bad, but like that would be a situation where you could get we're gonna sit down Alvin Kamara, or he has like a light injury and we're gonna put him on IR and we're gonna let Kendre Miller see what we have in Kendre Miller. I don't know who the great example of that is on the teams that are actually going nowhere, but maybe Roschon Johnson. Maybe we get a Roschon Johnson run out late in the year because the Bears are going nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like it doesn't feel
running
like
back
that's going to happen, but maybe it does.
The running back stuff definitely feels a little tougher, but like we may have. It's like one of those things where heading into the season, it was like one of those. I was trying to explain like this is actually not a bad running back class because we have a Bijan Robinson. Like there's a Bijan Robinson soaking up so much of the value of the class, and so overall, yeah, maybe it's not great. I kind of feel the same way about the late rounds right now, or the mid to late rounds. Like we have a Devin Achane who might be like the guy. And so if you get a Devin Achane and you eat some Bigsby's along the way, like,
exactly.
Great. Yeah. Yep.
Literally,
if you have them on the same roster, your roster's better off for having both of them, even though Bigsby's not scoring. It's way better.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd's starting to eat, by the way.
Let's go. Gobble it up.
Things I love to hear.
Chris, do you brew your own beer? I swear I've.
You are a brew master.
So I asked this because I have this keg of
What is that?
I bought this at Costco yesterday. Christmas ale.
Holy shit! I want that.
No, do you brew Christmas ales? Do you brew darker stuff? What do you brew?
My preferred like TJ Hernandez doesn't watch this, does he? It's like my preferred is like IPAs.
Nice.
That's just a personal preference.
TJ's brand is so strong. You actually have to
I know.
be nervous he might see you say you like IPAs.
Because we've argued about it. Well, no, because in TJ's point is actually well taken in that for IPAs in general, like as you brew stuff, if you are like a legitimate brewer, you can cover up flaws in your process just by adding in like more hops, like flavors, like fruit or whatever, in order to make it taste better. So brewing IPAs, like especially hazy IPAs, which has become like one of the more popular styles, that's something that it doesn't really showcase like you as a brewer. Like, do you actually know what you're doing in terms of being able to have like a solid process, hitting the right temperatures, gravity readings, like yada yada yada.
It sounds a little snobby.
I know.
IPAs are bad because it's too easy to make a good tasting one that everyone can enjoy.
I agree that if the purpose,
I'm just saying how it sounds. I'm not calling TJ a snob, of course.
Oh no, like I love TJ, but I think that point is well taken, and because if you were to put that up against, people that brew, let's say like a Trappist ale, or let's say even like something that's a bit more intense, something that requires that's less reliant on the additional ingredients that you put into it. And it's just like, do you know how to brew? It's almost like the do you know ball of homebrewing.
Love it.
Yeah, like do you know ball?
Do you know brew?
Yeah, do you know brew? And like that's where that becomes like a much more that's a much more tougher like question for people, because if you do, like if you can brew just like a legitimate like what's an easy one to do? I think even just like a simple pale ale that doesn't have a like a strong like hops like a hop backbone to it, or like some of them do. But even like a Gosa would be a good example of that, or I'm trying to think of even like a blonde or something along those lines. I think those are the ones that where it's like if you do know like legitimately how to brew beer, like that's where that becomes like your skill set shows out. Can you brew like a legitimate technical beer?
What's the nerdiest beer thing you've ever done, Chris?
The nerdiest beer is and actually, yeah, Michael put that Saison is actually a solid one, like for good technical brew. I sat down for about 30 minutes going through calculating the parts per million of the different chemicals I needed to add to my water in order to get the right pH for my brew.
All right, that sounds pretty.
Afterwards, did you go? That was a good
That's
technical brew.
Yeah. And after I did it, I was like, I'm never doing this shit again. Like it was for a competition, and I was like, I'm never doing this shit again.
How'd you do in the competition? Do you bank these competitions? How does that go?
So we get a little trophy over my shoulder.
Hold on. Oh, hold on.
He's got so many of them. He's like, which one do I grab?
Yes. We got something coming back. Pete, I put something in the hopper. Pull it up real quick while he's gone. Josh is already hitting up Underdog.
There you go.
Oh, that's great. That's great. All right,
You'll have better luck if you don't call them bets, Josh.
Oh yeah, we got hardware, fellas. Like we got first.
Holy cow, you got fucking medals?
Oh yeah, we got all sorts of stuff. Like from there's a brewing competition I do down in Cincinnati like every year. It's a keg only competition where like you brew, you bring the keg down, you drop it off. Like there are BJCP, so brewing judging certification program. Like they go through.
How do I get that certification? So I just get to get
it's a
hammered?
test. If I'm remembering,
if society doesn't want Gretch with that certification, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah, it's like it's a test that they walk through. That they walk you through. So it's like for every single style, you have to know the right, like the hops profile. You have to know like I don't think they test for gravity readings, but I think for the SRM, the standard, what is it? I forget what SRM stands for. Somebody will correct me in the chat, but it's like the color scale. So if it matches the right color, so each style has to have like the right color, like a color to it. Because like you wouldn't drink a black IPA, even though that is a style like nowadays. But
yeah, I would drink that, Chris.
Yeah,
but it's like, but they grade you
good.
on each one of those things.
Do they grade it on?
Sounds a little close to wine here. I thought beer was the people's drink. What's going on?
Do they grade it on keg stand drinkability? Because
no, they don't do that. They don't do that.
Keg stand. All right. Well.
Yeah.
We might have to get
no,
that.
Isn't that the whole thing with I've always assumed like the IPA phenomenon is essentially wine. Like no one wants to drink multiple of those. You just sip it. You get to be an elitist. You do the gatekeeping. Only I have a palate for this gross beer, and you get to feel great about yourself.
That's not what it is at all. I mean, the IPA started with the hate. Like so, okay. So you have the West Coast IPA, which is a much more bitter style. The hazy IPA is much more drinkable. You can crush a hazy IPA, no problem. That's like why it kind of took off.
Yeah.
So everyone's turned their back on the original IPAs and finally admitting they're trash.
I think the West Coast IPA still has a pretty strong fan base, but it's just a little bit more of an acquired taste because it is quite a bit more bitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's where you get more of the fruity stuff and all of that, like in those like the hazies, your milkshake IPAs, like that sort of thing. That is what people look for. Yep.
What is your favorite beer that you can purchase? Not one necessarily that you've brewed yourself.
The best one that I can purchase. It's from Streetside Brewery. That's down in Cincinnati. Actually, I just had it like earlier today. Streetside.
You guys, we got a non-contact hand injury for Burrow.
I just saw that he grabbed his hand after he threw that touchdown. And
everyone's fucking out.
Well, Lamar's in.
Yeah, Lamar's back.
I think they just got like a keg of Kirkland beer in that blue tent, and everyone's just pretty excited to head in there.
Oh, it's called Two Dudes Being Bros. It's a milkshake IPA from Streetside Brewery down in Cincinnati.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's your all-time favorite?
I won't say it's my all-time favorite, but like it is like like through and through just a solid milkshake IPA. It sits at about like a 9% ABV.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you into sours at all, Chris?
Yeah, and that what is that? There's that brewery in New York that you recommended we go to. That one had one of the best sours that I've ever had before. It was like a pineapple.
Their whole thing. They do a bunch. Like that is their specialty. They kind of do hazy IPAs and sours. Ooh, flowers.
Go, baby.
Let's go. Oh no!
Big for us.
Fucking flag. Jesus.
That's gonna be some bullshit too. Offensive pass interference. ineligible downfield. It's all. I mean, the fucking wide receiver screens always get called back on these bullshit. Like, like somebody started blocking too early.
Of course,
I was just straight up holding. But I mean, it's a quick. It was a wide receiver holding probably on the outside.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Zay Flowers so close to a massive game.
Yep.
That would have been a bucking. That would have been
He's the one that smoked.
They called it on Odell. Odell, do something good. You couldn't run down the deep pass. You're holding behind the play. That's not a hold.
Jesus.
That's not a hold.
That was weak.
You were right, Ben.
I mean,
some bullshit.
That was not a hold.
He's just blocking him like, oh man, that's kind of weak. I would say even as a Bengals fan, that one looked kind of weak.
You're a little delayed, aren't you? You didn't get the replay.
Yeah,
it's both weak and also completely unnecessary by Odell. Like he could have literally had his hands up, and Zay is still taking that to the house.
Why do they just time out? What are they? You're reviewing your hold?
They just want to watch it. It's like
Burrow's jogging to the locker room.
I don't know why Ball's life said Beer Fest, but I do remember that movie from the Super Trooper guys. And now, like, my immediate thing was like, he wants us to do a beer fest. I want to do a beer fest with Chris. Like, this sounds awesome. Like, Chris knows all the beer. I want to drink beer with Chris. Like, that sounds great.
What's the guy who dies in beer fest?
I keep saying Farva. It's not.
It is Farva.
No,
it's Farva.
It's the actor who plays Farva, but his name's like it's like dumpster trash can, something along those lines.
Yeah,
and he dies and then
drinks himself out of the keg and doesn't make it.
Yeah, what's landfill? Is it landfill?
Landfill is what it is.
Landfill. Yeah. So they're like, his brother shows up to the wedding, and he's like, oh, Landfill told me all about you. I'm his twin brother.
It's gonna be that guy from now on.
If you guys just call me Landfill, like that'll just make me feel like I fit in more. just to like, so funny. Bring him way back.
I forgot about that. Oh man, Burrow's like legit. Like
he looks like he's hurt, man.
Yeah, he couldn't even grip the ball.
1.9 gallons. It's going up. Might as well get drunker.
Unless he could, like, I don't know, tape his fingers together. It looked like a pinky injury or something like that.
Chris, you seem like a very calm and collected
Why are we seeing
guy.
a
With
drone?
this beer hobby, do you ever let yourself get to Gretchen levels with your beer? Or are you just always just got things in control?
Try to keep things in control as much as possible, because we only do just like the one competition per year. So that outside of that, it's always just I'm just brewing for me. So I brew what I like. I get the hops that I like, which is typically like it. So for the other, like the rest of the brewing like nerds out there, it's like Mosaic, it's Galaxy, Simcoe, like to lesser degree. But mostly on the fruity side, like those are the ones that I typically get. So it's like, I don't care about clarity. I don't care about like ABV. It's really just like, when I drink it, is there alcohol in it, and does it taste nice? Because I like to add fruit to my stuff as well. So it's like, that's just me. So I really don't care. Like, I don't care about any of the rest of the stuff. Like, does it adhere to a style, or does it have the right aroma or notes or any of that other stuff that you would typically look to if it was in a competition? So nah, like it's whatever. I mean,
but that's the way it should be. I mean, all this stuff, like beer is constantly evolving and changing in terms of like what even styles are. So just brew shit you like that's the cool thing about beer.
But and that's what agree that there is sometimes an element of like, I look and I see all of these like random flavors, and there's this thing of like, what's the most crazy shit I can throw against the wall because it's new versus is this actually drinkable and enjoyable to drink?
Yeah, but you only drink Tecate, so you're not.
No,
like,
Pat, I've
that line for you was like
Modelo.
That line for you is like a fucking Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Multiple beers. I don't want to sip something that tastes like cotton candy and then be like, yeah, I want 4 of these just because it's cotton candy IPA with mango.
Well, so like one of my favorite beers is one of the Grimm sours, and they use I don't know if it's like wine barrels or something, but it's basically like it's like very grape sort of tasting. It kind of tastes like, it doesn't really taste like wine, but it's like a sour, but it's got a real strong grape flavor. But I think it's only like 4.5% alcohol, Pete, and it's sour. It's not sweet.
Right.
So,
I'm not. You know me.
That
I
might seem like
enjoy
a crazy
Grim-
thing, but
Grim
it's fucking
sours.
delicious.
But you also agree there's a lot of beer these days that's throwing a bunch of wild shit against the wall because it sounds new and inventive.
Right.
That Burrow rep on the sideline looked really bad.
But then
I love that Pat called Pete's favorite drink Tecates and just rolled through it. He's like, "You only drink Tecates." It's just like all your Mexican beers the same.
Oh, I have a very simple. I like drinking stuff that I like. I like drinking stuff that I can have 5 of.
Tecates also great, but it was Modelo.
It was Modelo.
I do prefer Modelo to Ducati, but I'm never going to turn down a cold Ducati.
Yeah, it wasn't off base. It was just
I didn't even blink when he said that. I mean,
yeah, no. Casey's got me though. He wrote, "This is how Gretsch rolls. Does it have alcohol? Good to go." Like I know that sounds bad. Yeah, there we go. But literally, when people when I'm out with people, I like to drink what they like. Like when I'm at a bar with a buddy, he's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Whatever you like. I want what you're having. Like I'll drink an IPA with you. I'll drink something dark. I'll drink something light. Like I don't care.
I want what you're having.
That's how I probably sound at the bar. That's why I want to hang out with Chris. I want Chris to introduce me to some new beers.
I'll get you some good stuff, Gretsch. I got you, man. I got you. We go down to Cincinnati. Well, actually, there's some good ones.
Look at how much time Lamar has in the pocket. My
God. I love this. They're afraid of him running so bad. They're just sitting. They have 2 spies. As soon as he stepped up to the line, they had 2 spies coming to the line of scrimmage. One of the 3-man rush gets to him, but it's really like a 5-man rush, except 2 guys aren't rushing. They're just like spying. It's so funny. I mean, you're going to drop 6, have 2 spies. What do you like? He's going to have to sit back there and try to. It's not like 5 eligible routes, 6 defenders in the routes, 2 spies making sure he doesn't scramble. They're literally designing a defense to make him stand back there.
Chris, if someone gave you, like, I once went to a cocktail bar where they asked you to write down, it was like a survey, and you write down like your 5 like favorite flavors or something, you know, be like cinnamon and raspberry, whatever. And then they would like make you a boutique, you know, to order cocktail based on your interest. If someone told you like, these are my 5 favorite beers, you know, if I was like Tecate, Modelo, Dos Equis, could you come up with a more adventurous beer that might be adjacent to my palate that I would really like? Is that a skill you have?
Did you guys just see Burrow's pinky? Sorry to cut the question off.
It looks jacked, man.
Isn't the answer a Kolsch?
I think so. That'd be like the closest that I could think of off the top of my head. That could get you to like what is
this goddamn flag? What is this flag?
What? What an angular! Did that get deflected at the line? What
There's a flag, guys. Just wait.
That pass got deflected back to Aguilar, right? Okay.
It was tipped. Can we just count one of these? Thursday Night Football, America.
Chris is like, I'm a Bengals fan. I'm enjoying these penalties.
Like, what is going on?
That's on the defense.
Touchdown.
So we took the Lamar overs after we lost all the injury stuff. Hires.
I just want to say, if no one got hurt, we would have absolutely been ringing the bell tonight.
We would have been ringing the bell.
That's what I want to say. It would have been.
I was ready to ring the bell.
Oh, Jesus!
What's dude?
That got deflected. It was almost picked off. Right? It was thrown right to the linebacker.
All right, Chris, that's a question for you. We're referencing, when we established a new tradition that when we sweep all of our pick'ems, we DoorDash Taco Bell. I have it sent to my house. Gretsch has it sent to his old house. It's kind of a thing we do. Chris, do you have a go-to Taco Bell order? Do you not do Taco Bell?
I do have. It used to be before they removed them. It was 2 double-deckers with nacho cheese and 2 double-deckers, nacho cheese, 2 bean burritos, and that was it.
Okay. When was the last time you had Taco Bell?
About a month ago. Yeah,
Okay,
and
nice.
I definitely need
yeah.
to stay off of it now because I'm supposed to be doing one of those insane relay races with Daigle and Leone in.
You're doing another Ragnar?
Oh man, you're
No.
doing
No,
that.
we're not doing a Ragnar. It's the Seneca 7, I think it's called. It's in like I think it's like northern New York or just maybe an hour or two away from Buffalo, something like that. I don't know where it's at, but it's 77 miles in total. So
For
small.
the team or for you?
Yeah, for a team.
Yeah.
I think it's only like maybe 5-6 of us or something like that, per team.
Yeah,
Something.
that sounds terrible still. Yeah. You're all running like a half marathon. Enjoy.
Yeah. So I actually have to like scale back like my junk food intake over the next
Like
like
more
couple
than
months
half
to start.
marathon, right?
Yeah,
And then-
I think close to it or something like that. But
Okay.
like Daigle said, like him and Leone, they're doing like a 50K trail run like a month beforehand. I'm like, you guys are freaking insane, man. I'm not doing any of that.
They're really gearing up.
Yeah,
I was gonna do that Ragnar with you guys because it was in
Oh,
Massachusetts.
yeah, it's out your way. Yeah.
It happened to be the weekend that I was hosting all my buddies. Otherwise, I was planning to do it. But then heard about some of the conditions, saw some of the footage, and I was like, probably had a better time drinking with my college buddies.
Yeah, you probably
with
did.
you guys at night.
Instead of like me and Daigle like bunking up in the car together, like while everybody else like stayed inside. They slept on the floor like inside, and we slept in the car. There was one of the girls that we ran with. So this was so my late night leg was at like 2 in the morning. It was like 2-3 o'clock in the morning when I had to run. And then one of the girls that had to run, and I think at about the same time, she actually like ran into a coyote at some point, and like got
Real
like,
quick on the pace.
yeah, she got chased for a half second like by a coyote.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it was kind of wild. Yeah, for sure.
She was fine though.
Yeah, she was good afterwards. Like she ran it, like saw it and like turned around and like just ran out. But yeah, it was bad.
Guys,
Yeah,
I gotta
those
tell you,
Yeah.
Jake Browning's in. I'm a UW guy, right? He was a 4-year starter at UW.
Yeah.
Jake Browning's not very good at football.
It's a nice little pass though that he had there.
Yeah.
He did have a nice little pass. He can't
Yeah.
throw particularly hard. No velocity
Yeah.
on his passes. It's all it's like he would have to be Kurt Warner like ish, like like touch, but like also can't do that and also throw.
Yeah, it looked
slower
like
than Warner.
It was sort of like a routine throw from second base to first base.
You're
Like
gonna need
that kind of.
You're gonna need a lot of those. You're gonna need a lot of play calls like that fake toss play where the guy's wide open, or you're screwed.
It was not from third base, so he had gone into the corner and dug the ball out and was ripping it. It was
It was a second to first. Yeah.
But it was a nice throw. Like it was good.
The thing
in
about Browning, he came to UW as a true freshman, super high, pretty high recruit. We were all pumped and was really good right away as a freshman, and then never got better. It was just like the same dude for 4 years.
Wow.
And it was just, like, because he doesn't have the arm strength. He never really groomed his body. He's like this skinny, like kind of small, like scrawny dude. Doesn't throw very hard. He's accurate. He's kind of smart, but like he just literally doesn't throw hard enough. There's no way it translates to the NFL. I'm a Husky fan, and I'm just like, I hope that he does well. Hope I'm wrong. There's no chance. I don't know how he's still in the NFL as a backup.
Who would you rather have?
Year there was it year 2 or 3?
I don't know. It's like, it's at least year 3. He was with the Vikings for a minute.
No, I mean, in the college career, because year 1, you're like, oh, this guy's it. We have him.
Yes,
great.
Yeah. Oh, when did I decide that
year 2
he wasn't it?
It's disappointing.
Yeah.
Year 3, do you have the hope? Oh, now he's going to take the leap, and then he doesn't. So it's one of those 2 years, I would imagine.
Right, it was right around that time, but that's when we got good, and we went to the college football playoff. That's when we had John Ross and Dante Pettis. We were sick.
Okay.
But like he had so much talent around him. But
Gretch, the very first year I played Dynasty when I got into startup was 2014. And I remember like digging in. It was my first time like digging into all the rookies. And I was like, holy shit. UW had both Bishop Sankey and Austin Safarian Jenkins. I'm like, this squad. I was like, I think I'm going to become a Huskies fan just watching Bishop Sankey and ASJ highlights.
Yes.
It turns out those were the only 2 non-hits in the 2014 draft class.
Didn't work.
That's tough.
Hey, I traded ASJ in Dynasty plus a first-round pick for Travis Kelce in like 2016 or 17. So, dude, he had that little run. Remember that little run for the Jets where he scored like a few touchdowns?
How about growing up a Husky fan? And when I was like 13, 14, they went to the Rose Bowl. They beat Miami, like when Miami was the shit, and had like Reggie Wayne and Santana Moss, and lost one game, went to the Rose Bowl, beat Drew Brees' Purdue in the Rose Bowl. I went to UW because they were so sweet. 4 years after that, I was just looking at this the other day. We went 0-12. Or no, sorry, we went 1-11. And then 4 years after that, we went 0-12. And that spanned my college years. So I went, like, not only did I get, like, bought into UW football, I was like, I'm going to college there. They're going to be so sick. I'm going to be going to all these games. My senior year of college, they went 0-12.
Wow.
Jesus.
That's what my cousin was like a huge football fan, huge college football fan, and decided to go to Penn State. And he went there like the sanctions hit like as soon as he committed.
So brutal.
Like, it's horrible the whole time he was there.
Jesus.
Oh,
You have a college team you root for, Chris?
No, because like both the colleges that I went to, so UC for undergrad, that was before. I mean, even when the Kelsey brothers were there, it's not like it was a, massive, uptick in like the win column for my Bearcats. But for grad school,
Desmond Ritter years.
Yeah, Desmond Ritter years has been solid. Like before he came out, but still, it's just hasn't been like a massive shift in terms of like my college football watching experience.
Yeah.
But like everybody like sees I'm from Ohio and they're like, oh, so you love the Buckeyes? I'm like, nah. Like I'm a Bearcat, not a Buckeye. Just let you know that right up front.
What was your grad school one?
Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio.
Nice.
Yeah. And
So did you enjoy the Urban Meyer meltdown?
They're good at basketball, right?
Yeah, they were solid. They're actually pretty solid in basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually the Urban Meyer meltdown I thought was actually I loved it.
Like when he went back to the bar. I mean, that was the funniest part. He refused to go back with the team.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He goes to some stupid Ohio State bar and puts his Ohio State vest on.
Dude, that was a pitch and catch by Browning to Irwin there. Just saying.
That was a good throw.
Yeah.
Donkey Gills here said he went to UW during the Willingham era. That we hired Ty Willingham when I was a freshman. My freshman orientation, he had us do this like clap thing that everyone we still talk about, like the other people that are friends of mine that are the same age. Like we all remember this is the silliest thing. But Donkey Gills, we went to UW at the same time, buddy, because like that was the Willingham era. Like the 0-12 season I was talking about was his last year. Then he got fired. So probably was in a class with you, buddy. Look, we're connecting people on Chip Chasing.
We are. That's what we're here to do. It's clearly not to win pick'ems. It's to connect people and talk about. Here.
So the reason I had to talk about Browning is because we have the halftime pick'ems coming up. This guy worked with Jim Lambright. Holy crap, that's the '90s UW coach. We're gonna stop talking about UW. Browning is the quarterback for the second half of this game, presumably. What do we want to do with our halftime pick'ems? Because I'm telling you,
exclusively lowers.
Exclusively lowers.
Oh man, we might not even have anything to do because they're all refreshing right now because they don't know if Burrow's healthy. They don't know who's healthy.
There's nothing up in the lobby unless we want to build a Kenny Pickett, Dorian Thompson Green.
Oh, that is the darkest of tickets to build.
Dude, we did analytics for the nerds with me and Gretch did that.
Oh yeah, how did that go?
It was really fun, and Louis was tilting because we brought him up for like 2 seconds on ship chasing the other day, and then immediately started talking about Barry Noyce, and he was like, "Come on, man! Like, can I get my 5 seconds of fame when he's in first place at BBM?" But I thought about it because we talked about Thursday night football pick'ems, and we all kind
Yeah.
of gave ours out. But Ryan on there, he just gave out like a regular Sunday one because he didn't understand the assignment. But you know what? You did understand the assignment. That was the correct advice. Just
Swerve
ignore
this
this
one.
game and do a Sunday pick 'em.
Mm.
I did notice looking at the leaderboard for BBM, Scott Bloomstein, who won, can't remember the exact year, but won the World Series of Poker main event. He's in 12th right now in the regular
Wow.
season board. Yeah, hopefully that guy
I was looking.
takes it
I was
down.
looking at it earlier. I haven't even talked to him about this. My Stealing Lines partner, Dalton Cates, is in the top 100 somewhere in there.
Even with
Really?
100% Kyle Pitts exposure.
He's up there somewhere. I don't know where he's at. But he has one of the quarterbacks that just went out. I think maybe it's Deshaun Watson. So it's like it's not gonna. You're screwed.
All right, I see FF Luigi. He's in 43rd right now.
Yeah.
Is that the team that was in first or second for a while?
Yes. I believe
Had
it's the
Anthony
exact
Richardson.
team, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's got
The double-
Achan.
Dude, he got Mark Andrews at pick 4-6. How is that possible? When was that happening?
Yeah, I was say, when was that draft?
I don't know.
Throw it out. Boy,
Yeah, throw it out, dude. What this is? What'd you do, Louis?
I'm looking at the thing. I see 4-6. I'm like, what's going on here?
Dalton is in 76th.
Wow.
What's the?
Go
Do
ahead.
you have
DK.
the?
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
his
well,
name Blandwagon?
I feel like we've given Louis enough love here. Let's talk about Dalton's team. This
DK.
Oh, DK
Yeah.
77.
Oh, is it 77? I'm looking at the wrong one. What?
Yeah, Watson.
This is
team.
he has Watson and
Okay.
Prescott. Yeah.
Mm.
But he's got Achan coming back as well. So there is a little. I mean, those
got Prescott
receivers
too,
are
I mean.
really good. Yeah. The thing I realized, man, when I was looking through this, when I was playing on this site that you introduced me to, every team that's good has good tight ends, man. It's all about tight end, dude. You see Jake Ferguson on every team, or like now, like the ones that have McBride, you see Laporta on every team. All of these top teams have Laporta, man. Like, and then they have an elite that is producing as well, potentially.
Well, the other thing to that, I agree, Ben, but there's been a lot of good tight ends this year. Like there were lots of ways to approach tight end and
For
have
sure.
hits.
For sure. But tight end points, there have been, and it is a resurgence, and there's a lot of guys that are hitting, and it's exciting, but there isn't a middle class at the position. Like, there's nothing that's, like, good. It's just, like, great or you're terrible, right? So, like, either you have – because I have some teams that are doing well or, like, not doing – like, they're, like, bubble, and I click on them, and I'm like, man, this team has, like, a really good quarterback crew, running backs, receivers. Oh, I drafted Greg Dulcich as my number one tight end on this team. This team – that's why this is sucking. Like it's like it is. I think it has an outsized impact, man. Tight end's very, very important.
You only take a couple, and I've got some ones that like have like Hayden Hurst, Tyler Conklin, and Durham Smythe, and you're like, that's no chance that's anything,
right? Yeah, us. Yeah,
but yeah. I know we were promised we could just punt it off the last 3 rounds. We were promised. What happened?
The thing
about Henry was like such a tease, right? Where it looked
like
Hunter Henry was such a tease.
Yeah.
The thing about some of these guys hitting though is there's enough there that you need tight end points, I think, to win now. Like you're going like whoever wins all of these tournaments this year are going to have tight end points, right? And so like you just mentioned a 3 tight end, the Smythe team you just mentioned. In previous years, that might have been able to get there when there was only like Kelsey and nothing else, or whatever. There's only like a couple other options. There's enough tight end successes this year that you need something at tight end. I think. I don't know. That's just sort of like the thing that I was noticing when I was looking at a lot of lineups. It felt like you had to have one of the hits, or your team's worse.
Look at this, Gretch. One of my best teams. It was a challenge team from the Swolecast where my challenge was to draft a 4 tight end team. In my tight ends, Dalton Schultz, Taysom Hill, Trey McBride, and Cade Otton.
Wow.
This is like one of the weirdest teams I drafted because I also started with Hopkins Godwin, but ended up with a Hurts.
This team is sick.
wow.
You have Tyreek and Evans. Oh,
JT coming on. Brian Rob. The running backs kind of suck.
Mostert?
Brian Rob.
Dude,
No, you're
where's
fine
this
at
team?
running back, dude.
Yeah.
This team's advancing, right?
And
It
if it
has to
weren't for
be.
Odell, Zay Flowers would finally be hitting the lineup.
Is this a top 10,000 team?
Yeah, it
Oh.
is actually.
It has to be. This is such a good fucking
It's just
team.
it's top 5,000, but it's just so funny that the one time I got bullied into drafting 4 tight ends and they've all contributed at
Well,
times
it
this
helps
season.
that you also hit Mostert and you hit Tyreek, right? So you
Right.
have these huge anchors at those positions where you're light in depth at running back and tight end, but you drafted like you were right, you know, like conceptually. You have the massive hits at both of those positions. And Brian Robinson was a big hit early, and now you have Taylor coming back. And Evans, Mike Evans, right? So like you didn't need the depth at running back and receiver because you had some really nice hits. This team's
It's a really fun team. The
Naked
Trey
Taylor
McBride
was-
one is so nice. I was on him a little bit, and then I got off late. But you know, you're super psyched wherever you have him.
yeah.
Chris, are you do you have any teams you're sweating this year, or specific players you're hoping to see come on?
Injury.
I honestly have put in a rule that I don't start checking my teams until about like the December timeframe. So I haven't even looked yet at which of my rosters like are advancing at this point.
That's like when I talked to Reeves, and Reeves didn't even know he had a team in the finals last year until someone told him.
I had one of the
That's taking it a little far. You
That-
should know
The
you have a team
finals?
That's
Legit
wow.
the finals. Yeah.
Wow.
That's I mean, come on. What are you gonna
Leave it
like
to
win
Rich.
it and not know?
Yeah.
Like at what point would you check?
Well, he basically was like, I'm pretty sure people would start letting me know if I had a really good team. I'm like, yeah, they probably would start letting you know.
Well,
That's
yeah.
why we're letting you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have a good team.
He was right. I mean, it proved to be correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, how's the
I
picking
mean, I
lobby
would-
looking? We got
let's go check it
we
out,
got some stuff. We got some stuff. No quarterbacks on the Bengals side, but we have running backs and receivers. You want to help us do a little pick 'em, Chris?
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
Chris, we need your live eyes on this game here.
Ooh, Isaiah Likely, 12.5 receiving yards higher. Get it. Scroll right down to that.
Yep, hit that one in.
Where are we at? Does Lamar throw another TD?
I think he's got one more TD in.
Yeah, I think so.
I like it. What's the current scoreline? 14-10 Baltimore?
Although the rushing,
They do run in close.
they do run in
Or
close.
or
yeah.
100 passing yards. With how much yards after the catch the Ravens receivers are getting, I like. He
I
just
like it
needs
too.
100 more.
God, yeah. I'm into it.
I'm there with that. I still also like the pass attempts idea as well.
How
I
many
do
times do we go back to the Tyler Boyd well? Do you just
Well, what's
keep-
the deal?
Oh, do it.
not with
Oh, what about
Browning?
Chase? Chase is only at 44 and a half.
How do we
and he's
feel
only
about
at
that?
10 yards, but
Yeah, no, you got to do it. I think, right? He's Jamar Chase.
yeah, I mean, it's Jamar
can break
Chase.
any
Remember
Like,
when we
play.
said we weren't going to take any hires? And we
Yes,
just
we did
load
say
them
that.
on it.
no, we
We
said
did
that, but
say
we
that.
didn't mean it. We didn't mean it.
we
Pete.
didn't mean it.
How about
Look
Jamar
at
Chase
Irv
is
Smith.
like 4.5 yards.
He's getting the Tommy Tremble treatment, dude.
Yes,
Oh
he
my
is.
god.
Oh, look at the guys.
Ooh,
It's
Dude,
going up,
let's
dude.
just
It's
push
going up. You got to throw that Chase over on there, man. Let's
Is
get
that
this
what you
in.
want?
Yeah.
Chase over
that what
44 and a
Locked
half.
in?
Let's
do
lock it in, baby.
Fire it. Fire it.
Send
I'm
it.
accepting. Underdog,
Yeah,
I will
we-
accept
we
it. Only if
accept.
you void
Send
all
it.
of the Mark Andrews ones.
Right
You
to
just
ship.
did enough. Do a Jackson attempts over though. Like, give me one attempts over in case the yards don't.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
hit.
Do attempts over.
Well,
What's
I don't
attempts
know. We're
over?
gonna build another one, right? Oh, it's still only there's still a minute left and a half. I thought it was halftime.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, if any,
It's a
yeah,
little
that's
extra time.
actually
We just
nice.
took
We're getting,
tires.
we're getting a little extra here,
Yeah, we got a nice one in there though. The Isaiah Likely's gonna hit before half.
dude.
There
There's
it
some
is.
likely already.
We're gonna get there before half,
gonna
baby.
Gretch, do you know
Wow,
what
I can't
feel
believe
like
we snuck
just-
that in before half.
Do you know what I feel like we just did?
Oh,
I feel like we deferred, and then we got the ball back on a turnover, and then we still get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, we get the ball back
That's
to
what
start the
happened.
second half.
it was that
Oh no, it came back for holding.
Are you kidding
Come
me?
on.
How many fucking flags are there going to be in this goddamn game?
I'm so
I
sick
hate
of this.
game.
Oh, I hate it so much. This game fucking
The
sucks.
injuries are killing
This
me.
game
Oh my
sucks just like all
gosh.
the other games.
Every single time something good happens to one of our picks, it immediately either gets negated or the player gets hurt. Every fucking time.
Look at it, guys. As far as our halftime pick'ems go, Tom Bradshaw has some good analysis. He's got Browning and Irwin sitting in a tree, fucking.
Deal.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that was so bad.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Maybe we
Actually,
need to
we're
think
flying.
about Irwin. We might need to think about Irwin. Is that the backup quarterback throws to the backup receiver corollary? I think it.
Yeah.
I kind of like
they've been
that
on
call.
They've been on the second team together all.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm down for that
I'm just-
angle. That sounds
I'm
fun.
just waiting for like Levitan to tweet out that like Jake Browning and Trent Irwin actually like live together in some two-bedroom
Right.
apartment.
They shower
Yeah.
together and
We
everything.
need the shower narrative for sure.
Yeah.
I love that it was a second message. Browning and Irwin sitting in a tree.
Fucking.
What the fuck?
What is
my
that DPI
God.
call? I do not understand.
All right. Let's go, Odell.
Yes, that looked like young Odell.
It did a little bit.
Looked like young Odell when he was fucking taking that Zay Flowers tutty off the board.
Right?
Disrespecting Zay Flowers like she was Lena Dunham.
What?
That's a deep cut.
I didn't.
You know,
I
Pat,
mean-
are you old enough
I
to
kn-
know about Odell Beckham's beef with Lena Dunham?
You said Zay Flowers.
Exactly. I said he was disrespecting him like he
Oh.
disrespected Lena Dunham.
I actually
Ooh,
don't
likely.
remember what
Ooh,
this is.
Throw it, Lamar.
Lamar's healthy. I like that. The ankle's good. Should we do Lamar's rushing?
What's the?
We
What's
can only
the
do one Lamar.
Oh, we are back to we
I thought
already
we got
played
this in though. Didn't we get this in?
We have this in, but I just
Oh.
put it back in the chamber.
You're back to
I'm
passing.
fine swapping out for the rushing. Mix it up a little.
I'm trying to get anything other than Lamar's passing yards. I'm just like
Ben's been desperately trying to get us to just mix that up.
Continue to
Anything?
complete passes.
literally anything else. He doesn't have Mark Andrews. I'm concerned
Then I
about
want
his
Chase out of
efficiency.
here. Chase isn't catching another pass this game.
Ooh, that's bold. I like it though. Oh, Odell's trying to draw a flag. Did he get it? That was so far out of bounds. That would have been a fascinating flag. 3rd and 8. I mean, dude, the injuries suck. But other than the injuries, this game
Has been lit.
Also sucks.
also sucks. Yeah.
This game
Yeah,
also
they don't-
sucks.
This is tough.
There's been some intriguing stuff, and then every time it's happened, there's been a penalty. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it fucking sucks. It
Explosive
sucks.
play for a touchdown penalty.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, how was that pass interference? I'm still stuck on that play.
Boom.
There it is.
Weekman,
Bateman
baby.
scored a TD. Oh my god! I got
Finally.
I got taken down, Gretch.
Oh, Gretch has to leave right after Bateman scores a TD. Chris, you might have missed it at the beginning.
Routes,
but Pat
baby. Routes and
and
targets.
Gretch had a huge battle at Discord right before we went live debating a Rashad Bateman versus Jaden Reed start set in one of our teams.
Yeah.
And we went with
Yeah.
Reed. I had to
We
break
went
the
with Reed.
tie.
Yeah, got outvoted. Pete came in, broke the tie to Reed. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
whatever. It looks
But
pretty hairy
Pat
outside of
knows
that.
he wouldn't have got there without the Andrews injury, so it's kind of
Yeah. The process. The
Little,
process. The process.
The
a little
process.
asterisk next to that victory lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
That's
bit.
fair.
Plus, I don't think he has any other catches other than that. Does he?
He has some air yards.
He has the air yards, but I
Yeah.
think that's his only other. I think he has no
Yeah.
other catches, which obviously is not good. Whatever. It's funny because that's how Reed's supposed to get there for us. He's just been out there a little bit catching touchdowns from time to time.
Yeah.
Look at that connection. Heating up just in time.
Chris,
Well,
what is
This game
your
rocks, dude. This game, there's something about this game I just love. You know, it's just a great game.
I'm
all around.
coming in hot because I had to listen to Pat's little victory lap while I was taking a piss.
Well, there
It's a pretty tepid
he's back
victory
now.
lap, I'd say.
So first of all, that
boy.
is
Oh, that's
Rashad
gonna be good.
Bateman's first touchdown of the season.
Of his career.
That was his first catch. That was his That now makes this his highest scoring PPR game of the season for anyone who has.
But isn't that how you do it, Gretch? Don't you start them on their highest scoring game? You tell me. You tell me. But I thought we put the players in for when they score points. I thought that was.
So I looked at Jaden Reed versus Rashad Bateman's game logs, and if you compare them and you rank their top scores so far this year in PPR,
the game log bro over here.
8 of the top 9 are Jaden Reed. The top 6 are all Jaden Reed. He has 6 games better than Rashad Bateman's best game, which now this is Rashad Bateman's best game. So he doesn't have 6 games better than Rashad Bateman's best game at this point. But that's 8 of 9 better than Rashad Bateman's second best game. And Reed's only played 9 games. So 8 of his best 9 scores. Like every week he outscores him. But it's not going to this week because nobody runs purer than Pat Kerrane.
Well, Liam Murphy, I would nominate personally, but
Gretch is gonna fire up a live Stealing Signals gold stream if Jade Reed scores a touchdown. It's gonna be.
I'm gonna be
an hour and a
running
half
laps
long.
in this room. That's all it is. Me running laps.
Well, at this point, I mean, I was told it was an important decision, so I sure hope he does.
Mathology.
Thanks,
Tweeting out
Mathology.
excerpts that sound like Mad Libs. Jaden Reed, 22, and his girlfriend Anisha Cox are one of the most stylish couples at this year's draft. Are you just copy and pasting lines from a People article?
That's what it sounds like.
He's copying and pasting. I think he's copying and pasting lines from his own guide. I think Mathology has a Girlfriends of the NFL guide and is copying and pasting lines from.
Wait, Anisha Cox? Does that sound like?
Gretch.
I mean, this is Mathology we're talking about. Can you is that a real name? Is that a real name? Because it sounds a little bit like
it's not Anita. Anita would not.
Okay.
Please, I can't do Anita hand job again.
Oh god.
Was that real back? I can't remember anymore. Did that?
I love the Mathologies.
No, Draco got me with that one. Yeah.
Okay.
I love that Mathology's comments have become a lot more like Wikipedia-esque as opposed to just like.
He's not a horn dog. He just provides a service of just straight facts. There's no editorializing.
No.
Well, I'm gonna Google Jaden Reed.
I already Googled it. I stumbled upon her Instagram. I decided not to pull it up on stream.
I'm not.
Oh my god!
I decided to void that tab from the screen share hopper.
Yeah, solid choice.
They are stylish. They're kind of wearing some matching green.
I'm innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Little profile view there to show. Beat's been working out.
Oh wow, they did like matching plaid pajamas.
All right, are you gonna make me pull this up?
Well, go ahead and do it.
I would pull this up.
Yeah.
I think you pull this up.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about how stylish they are, and this is pretty stylish.
I think Mathology was
Like
making that up.
flannel pajamas.
Are these the flannel pajamas you were talking about?
No. I
That is
googled
not.
them.
I don't think those are the flannel pajamas.
This is their Halloween outfit.
Well, there you go. Okay, that's
All right.
that's what we're talking about. Style.
Mathology, is your entire process just looking at NFL players' wives and girlfriends?
I'll answer that for you.
Yeah, there you go. Right there. The little further down was the one I was talking about.
Oh, this one? Yeah. This
Yeah.
looks like a cold,
I've done that
like
with the
Christmas
wife before.
pajamas ad.
Yeah, I've done
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
We did that with the whole family. The girls got them too. We had onesies. I still have the onesie. The same color. Looks the exact same.
Imagine sitting this guy for Rashad, baby. You can't sit this. You put this guy in your lineup.
I mean,
Everyone.
Mathology, tell me any word on Bateman? I mean, clearly he's doing okay. Just caught a touchdown,
I'm pretty sure he did drop something about Rashad Bateman. Feel free to post it.
My
again.
favorite thing is Jaden Reed is still going to outscore Bateman, probably without scoring, because Bateman has one catch. He's got like 7.5 points.
Hey, buddy, be careful because remember that he almost had that long deep shot along the sidelines. I mean, that was.
If he gets one of those, then I'll have to.
I saw you wipe the brow a little bit after that one.
I did on that one. I did. That was scary. This could have been the breakout Bateman game. It's very true.
Hey, we have another half to go here.
All right, are we taking another stab at the Pick'em lobby here?
Yeah, is it halftime?
Bath tonight.
Let's get it. I think Rashad Bateman overs.
Might as well.
Sure. Chris, what did you see
ball.
from the Bengals side? Let's leverage your Bengals fandom here. What did you see from them in the first half?
Pain. That's what I saw in the first half. I mean, just absolute disaster with Joe Burrow getting injured. But I guess the only other thing I would comment on it did seem like there was some more effort to get some of the other, at least one of the other running backs. Trayvon Williams is on the field like a little bit more than I expected. But I wouldn't bet money on that. So.
Isaiah Likely's down to 9.5, guys. We got to get Isaiah Likely into everything. I'm sorry. Can we just get Isaiah Likely? He's going to run every route. It's 9.5. That's wrong. That's wrong.
So,
the Burrow stuff. The Burrow stuff on the timeline here, like Jeff Mueller says, it could be a TFCC wrist injury, which I don't know what that is, but it says if so, that is hashtag not good. They're saying it's a wrist injury, not finger.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should proceed as if he's not coming back.
Agreed.
That's where I'm at.
I like that too.
People,
what does that
talking
mean?
out. What do you guys think about rushing attempts? If they just pound the rock.
The Ravens
have a good run defense. Like this isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, they could.
He's been running pretty well though.
Mixon.
This is rough. You're gonna get like pick six situations. Like, you know what I would do is Mixon receiving yards. We got 41 and a half.
There
29.
you go. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like
and
that.
then let's hammer Baltimore side with that, right? Like, because we don't want to do a lot on Cincinnati's side.
This is more of a Gus script, isn't it? Or I mean, I would be fine with
Look am I feeling gaslit here? The passing yards for Lamar, it's like 64 yards.
It's just I mean, I'm not going to argue against it. It's a divisional opponent,
what do you think?
Been aggressive and efficient so far.
No, I like that. It's 68 yards. I mean,
they might not
getting big plays.
They might not have to throw.
But they're up 11, and Drake Browning's in. They literally might not throw.
So do you want to play Gus Edwards then?
Keaton Mitchell, 19.5 rushing yards. He's at -4, so he needs 23.5.
I think Gus. If you're betting on them to just kind of pound it, Gus is your guy.
Right.
But does he break long runs? I kind of like this.
He's success rate. It's just he grinds. He's a chunk.
It's a grind. All right. Likely, and then the Mixon receiving and the Gus. That's a good three-way.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's lock this in as a 3. Are we just continuing to fire here?
Yeah, we'll continue. Let's fire that back up. I want to get Justin Tucker's kicking points involved. He's gonna kick a field goal. If they're running, they're gonna kick a field goal.
Roll the
right?
clip, dude.
So he needs a field goal and an extra point to clear.
They're definitely getting that. Browning's throwing a pick 6 at some point. That's going to be an extra point.
Do you want it built on a 5-leg with our 3?
Yeah. Yes. Yep. 100%.
My God.
Him.
I feel like your confidence in this pick should be reflected in the true odds that this should have.
No way. And then Lamar.
Do you want to just double? Do you want to just do both Keaton and Gus and just say they run the entire second half?
Wait. Lamar's completions. He only needs 6 completions in the whole second half.
That's pretty good.
Of them not throwing it all.
That's 6 completions.
Yeah, but short, simple passes. We have the Isaiah Likely over. That's at least 1, right? Like that's at least 1. We only need 6
completions. Is sweet.
You want this?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we're going down to 50 for this one.
No. Come on.
Come on.
Someone has to be the adult in the room.
It's not going to be me, guys. I'll just keep telling you to fire. Like, let's get
you guys are all fucking
come on,
shaming
throw it in again, dude.
My second half 5-leg unit size.
Patrick Queen solo tackles. He has 6, 8.5.
Drive across the board.
That's it.
Want to get that
That's
one.
it. Then he just needs less than he made already.
Yeah.
That's your analysis?
Yeah. Half as many.
Pete, how did you side with this guy on Jaden Reed? Come on.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Wait, so what do you want?
Oh my God, Jacob just said queen.
Jacob's in on queen tackles? All right.
Oh my!
fine.
I just
If I
literally
just
picked
Jacob's
something
in
random.
All right,
Jacob,
so I'm
is
gonna
that
swap
actually
He
that
might
out.
are too. He might be doing
Jacob's
this.
smart.
Swapping that out for the Tucker. Here you go. There, now you get it in. God,
Thanks for being the adult, Pete.
Did you just put Patrick Queen in something?
yes.
Yes.
I just made that up. I literally just saw something. I clicked something and was like, I'm in.
Hey,
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I assume
All right.
Jacob wrote like fucking 4,000 words on his Substack today about why Patrick
Yeah,
Queen
He
Right.
did.
was on the come
The
up
only
right now.
person
That's
that writes as much as I do is Jacob. Love him.
Our Pick'em live page looks like a fucking graveyard with a bunch of empty beer cans littered around it. That's what it looks like.
Look, we've been doing well lately. We're gonna come back.
Well, we're time to reboot things next week.
Try again. Try again next week.
What
You
this is
guys-
the part of the show where we always look, what is next week's Thursday night game, where we get ourselves excited.
And there's
Can I
gonna
tell you
be
guys
some
something?
horrific shit.
Well,
Pat,
next
Pete-
week's Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
we got our Wednesday show next
Oh,
week.
that's right. Yeah, we gotta
We gotta
announce
book
it.
some guests for that.
We're not gonna be a Thursday night show. We'll have our normal Wednesday night debauchery, and then this is our one night off for the Thursday night shows for the year.
Yeah, we gotta huddle. We gotta get some people booked.
Yep.
What were you saying, Chris?
Oh, I was going to check and see. I was asking the same question as you. What's the Thursday night game for next week? But also, and then you're right. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing a show, but we do our annual Wednesday night. We'll all get drunk. We'll all get a keg from Costco at our desks. We'll reach out to our friends. We normally have Daigle on, Spags on. I'm sure I'm forgetting some people. Reeves normally comes on. I think Brick even comes on sometimes.
Oh, let's get Brick on. Yes.
Chris,
Yeah.
are you able to? Jump on?
Yes, Brick always
Perfect.
gives us. Last year he did the
Yeah,
David
that's it.
Montgomery. Yes. Brick is
Yeah.
a Thanksgiving staple.
And
for sure.
Spags has had
Josh
a
Reynolds.
heater. Yeah, he had the Josh Reynolds year.
Yeah,
He's been on a heater.
that's gonna be.
Yeah,
a fun one.
we'll
He's
have
been on
a
a
fun
heater with
night.
stuff that's like outrageous and then hits.
We'll do some underdog drafts. We'll build some pick'em entries for Thursday, Thanksgiving.
Oh, for sure.
We could build a couple DraftKings lineups. We'll
I got this guy that in the chat saying I may have a drinking problem. I don't drink during the week other than when I'm on stream with you guys. But Pete was saying a second ago that he's the dad in the room. And I told you guys earlier, Pat and Pete, a few days yesterday, I went to the kids' conferences. So I have two daughters. They're 12 and 8. And I was like tearing up, dude. Like it was hard how like you hear the positive stuff. Literally, we went to the 12-year-old first. She's a 7th grader, so she's in middle school, so she has all these different teachers. One of the teachers compared her to his own daughter, right? Another one said that she likes her so much that like if you ever wanted to come over to my house, I'd let you like meet my kittens and stuff. It's a lot less creepy than it sounds. And I was just like, man, I'm so proud of you. Like all of them, like she has all A's, but other than the grades, they wanted to talk about how good of a kid she is, and I was like, dude. Sorry, I'm drunk. I need to brag about my kids a little bit. That was the first one. Then we go to the second one. She's a second grader. We go to the elementary school. She only has one teacher, right, in elementary. That teacher also compares her to her daughter, right? So you get the same, like, these teachers are, like, manifesting, like, obviously everyone loves their own kids, but they're like, your kid reminds me of my kid. I as a parent, like, anyway.
It's exciting.
You tell me I got a drinking problem. I'm doing okay over here.
Reg, I think you you love your kids too much problem, man. That's
Yeah. That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
so freaking
Burrow's
proud
out.
of them. Sorry.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Burrow's
But I'm
out.
gonna drink more beer tonight because
He's out.
Yeah. No official word, but he's on the
Yeah.
sideline, headset in. Yeah, he ain't coming back.
It doesn't look,
But see, the fucked up part is, so like he doesn't even have. There's nothing on his wrist. I don't even see a wrap. So they didn't do anything to him. So
Well,
does that mean
so the weird thing, so
is he
I
gonna
didn't
play
hear
next
about this.
week?
Apparently,
What's up?
there's video of him. Schefter, I think, tweeted out of him entering the game with a wrap on his wrist. Entering the
Oh, right.
like he got off the bus with like a wrap. I'm trying to find it again.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah. So yeah, Tom Pelissero said broadcast showed this video of Joe Burrow getting off the team bus with a brace/wrap around his right wrist and thumb. Burrow wasn't on the injury report. Now he's questionable with a right wrist injury.
So, but now he doesn't have. Yeah, they're saying so. Ben Baby just said on Twitter doesn't have any protective gear on his right hand, and he's just sitting on the sideline. So what did they do?
I feel like maybe the team should use the injury report when guys are hurt. That's just a thought.
Seems like a radical idea there, man. Might take some time to get traction with that.
Yeah,
There should be like some sort of rule where you have to just say who's hurt on your
right.
team
Seems
before the
like,
games.
something that you
start.
should do. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Sorry, I was reading all the chats about the about my parenting stories, but what's the deal? He had a wrist injury before the game.
He entered. Yeah, there's video of him entering the facility. Getting off the team bus with a wrap around his wrist, the same wrist that he's now out with. He had a brace/wrap on the wrist
From
entering
last week?
From who knows when? From practice.
From jerking off? Like what the fuck? Where did this come from?
Yeah,
Hasan, how you doing, buddy? How we doing?
Living the dream. The Bengals' injury report is about as useful as like a screen door on a submarine, right?
I'll laugh.
Good.
Also, guys, Mixon opening this drive up with like 4 straight carries. That would have been a nice one there.
Did we do that, or did we?
Yeah, no, you won.
No, yeah, I got talked out of it. So
I shout on that. Sorry, Pete. They're down by 11.
Oh, we went to the receiving. That's what it was.
Yeah. Blair, Hasan, how you guys doing?
We're doing well, I think.
Well, look, Joe Mixon is the only player playing well in this game, so you could probably guess how I'm doing.
We all want to die, Blair.
Yeah. All right.
This is,
Joe Burrow
this is
officially
not-
rolled out. Official.
This is not the island game we were promised.
Burrow's
Right.
fucking out. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Dude,
Brown and-
Irwin.
oh, Trentner. We didn't take the Irwin overs.
How did we not? Most obvious.
Why didn't we take the Irwin over?
Because we
You
just
can't even remember to do smart stuff.
because
too
we
drunk to
made like
remember.
19 different entries and our heads are spinning and there's no.
Can we make
logic.
another one? Can we make another one with Irwin?
Yeah, and can those yards count for it?
No. Someone has to be an adult in the room.
You took Patrick Queen
I
tackle.
want to make another one.
That was, by the way, Jacob tried to invite himself on the Thanksgiving show. I told him if the Patrick Queen thing hits, he can come on. If not, absolutely not.
Absolutely.
That's fair.
not.
I think that's
All right.
totally fair.
All right. Thanks. That's good to note. Remind me when I'm sober. I won't invite him.
That's a little sweat for you the rest of this show, Jacob.
Yeah.
Your own little
That's
ship
fun little
cast
sweat for you, Jacob.
Queen solo tackle. Oh.
You're welcome for that
Celebrate.
fun little sweat.
Oh, God.
No assists, just solo tackles.
Are we looking for
God,
assists
when the-
or solo?
when the-
What are we looking for?
The Patrick Queen solo tackle one is the only one of these that's going to hit. That's the night.
Oh,
that's
it's
the
gonna
way
be
this
so
night
bad.
ends. I want to tell you guys that.
That's a
Oh.
solo tackle on a scramble? Oh, God. Why is someone Burrow under 13.5? Oh, you hit his rushing under because his wrist is broken? Gobbler, go gobble something else somewhere else. Good Lord.
The Burrow under 13.5 was a pretty lucky
That
out.
probably pass interference of some sort.
Who is that receiver? Jackson? Chris? Who is that?
Jackson.
They're throwing one-on-one deep balls to a wide receiver named Jackson.
That is a
Shedrick Jackson. Who is this
Cedric
guy?
Jackson. I did not know.
Cedric?
He's a mind created player. No, he's not.
That
really.
is- that's a new
This
one.
is a simulation. It's artificial intelligence.
You're
This
saying Shedrick?
Shedrick.
I thought it's not fucking with me.
So I have like Boyd over.
Oh no, he's right. It's Shedrick Jackson.
Yeah, it's Shedrick Jackson.
The 7.1% is catching up with me, guys.
I just can't believe he's still out there and like there's nothing on his wrist. Nothing. I guess I really don't understand what is going on.
No, so with Burrow, like apparently it was like a deleted Bengals tweet is what I'm seeing on Twitter.
Yeah.
What was?
Like when he showed up, like he had like something on his wrist.
I'm saying even now. So if his wrist is messed up, it doesn't look like there's even anything on his wrist now. So like,
Whose dog is that?
Who's
That is
dog?
mine. I'm gonna get her.
No, you just mute yourself.
He was playing it so
Someone
cool. I was
panicked.
like looking around like, whose the fuck's dog is that, man? You gonna take care of that?
He panicked.
Oh,
Oh, Irwin again.
Irwin drawn PI.
That's
a
PI.
That's
God.
PI. That's like the worst PI ever.
Man, I cannot believe we missed the Irwin Alpha in the chat from whatever his name was. They were in a tree together, guys. Jake Browning and Trent Irwin sitting in a tree. FECKING.
Bella's going
That's
crazy
crazy,
because
man.
of Hassan's dog going crazy. Think of this, what you've done, Hasan.
The Twitter doctors are saying Burrow's going to be out for 2+ weeks now.
No.
So that's what they're saying. Doc Flynn on Twitter says, seems like the Bengals, Joe Burrow may have felt something like a pop when he threw that ball.
Fuck.
I heard a bark.
I mean, god damn it. With the the calf and now this, like,
curse season, man.
wait, so we got the Steelers being the Steelers. We got Deshaun Watson out, we got Burrow out. If the Ravens don't win the AFC North, which is a tough division, like they're doing something wrong.
That's what Charlie's saying here. This is leading to us all having to watch Kenny Pickett in a playoff game.
Right.
Cancel the playoffs, dude. Cancel the playoffs.
We can't have that.
We cannot have that.
Son, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm gonna see what my dog is gonna do. She's
you can
on
just
high
mute
alert.
in the
yourself
backfield
next
right
time.
You
I
can
know.
mute yourself.
I hit the wrong button.
You panicked.
I'm just a StreamYard scrub.
Hasan, what nation are we attacking tonight?
I don't know. We haven't decided. Wales is probably a fair one.
Wales it is.
Are they the one that do the fucking log throwing thing? The log throwing.
No, that's Scandinavian
Scotland.
as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Scotland? I think that feels Scandinavian.
Yeah.
That feels like a
Table
Norwegian.
toss, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Denmark or something. Oh my god, another Irwin target. Irwin's targets are gonna be
Fed.
so insane.
Sitting
dude.
in a tree, FUCKING. Jeez. Is Jamar Chase even on the field? I'm asking an honest question.
No, they have a new number one. He's what?
It's Irwin.
I'm being
What?
I see Tanner Hudson. I see Irwin. I see Shedrick Jackson.
An important part of their new number one is that he can't win on routes. He's not actually able to create separation or anything. There's always a defender there. It's not good or anything. But, he's Trent Irwin. He's got long hair. He looks like, Fabio.
That's actually a pretty good comp given his hair, his hairstyle.
Chris, what do we think about kicking a field goal from what were they at? Like the 7-yard line down 21-10 without your quarterback.
A little cowardly, huh?
Yeah, it's cowards.
Jesus.
Yeah. But also, you're not going to score. So
Dude, throw a fade route to Irwin. Fuck around and
it's
see what
all a white
Yeah.
flag. No matter what they do is a white flag. Expecting Jake Browning to score you a touchdown is a white flag also.
Yeah, but Zach Taylor, he's a coward of a coach anyway. Even if Burrow was in, I don't even think. Well, at that in the red zone, yes, but other fourth down situations, he hasn't been that aggressive either.
Pat threw on his headphones.
You don't
as
like
if
him?
He's about to record
No,
the
I don't like
narration
him.
for the walkthrough right now.
I think he
Yeah,
lucked,
dude. I
he
gotta
luck
kill
boxed
time. I'm
into
pretty
getting,
far behind from
getting
the
Burrow.
narration. I'm gonna start now.
Well, last
Wait,
week you probably
wait.
stayed up till 4 recording it, then forgot to hit publish before you went to bed.
Yeah, that's my fucking process, Pete. Thanks for telling me I hadn't published it. That's part of the process. Then Pete reminds me the next day, hey, dude.
I'm trying to go on my regular Friday morning run and listen to the
best part about working on your own, Pat, when we talked about this in the off season, now that you're off on your own, what you realize is like there's no boss to tell you what to do. You just have Pete telling you, like, hey,
telling you what to do.
Someone else pinged me in the Leg Up Discord. They're like, yo, I kind of feel like you probably meant to post it.
Yeah,
I was like, I
the
did.
subscribers. Yeah, always.
I said it very politely too. I was like, I know exactly what happened because you've done this with ship chasing episodes too. You did it already, and then you just don't hit publish. You're like, ooh,
That's
a
right.
milkshake IPA in the corner. Better go find that instead.
Yeah, yes, that
These
is what's
guys-
happening.
I love it.
There's no, Pete is just accurately describing my life.
Right.
You two are the fucking best. I fucking love it so much. I get this is my life. I get to enjoy these two fucking bantering every week. Chris, what were you saying about Zach Taylor? You're not a huge fan of his 4th-down decisions?
No, not at all. And there hasn't been, I think just the organization as a whole has been just more of, we're just going to ride this out, make sure that we get the most out of, like, if they had, I don't think even if they'd won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, I don't think anything like structurally about the entire organization would have changed, because like it's still so fragilely built that there's just this offense does not succeed without Chase, Burrow, and obviously like in Higgins being on the field together, because behind them there's nobody.
It's nothing. Yeah.
I mean, there is nothing. They haven't developed. They haven't drafted well. The offensive line has still been. I think you can put some of that on just the variance of drafting and all that. But even bringing in free agent talent, cycling in other running backs. I mean, it's been like if Joe Mixon also gets hurt like everybody else, then their running game is absolutely shot, and they brought in really nothing behind him in order to like complement Mixon. So it's just Zach Taylor as a whole. I don't think he doesn't provide, him and Brian Callahan, I don't think they provide any easy buttons for this offense. Like look at what Kevin O'Connell's doing with lesser talent.
Yeah,
It's true.
I mean,
it's a little like a Stars and Scrubs auction approach, where you're like, you have your 3 guys, you have Burrow, you have Chase, and you have Higgins, and then you have nothing else, and you just really hope those guys don't get hurt, because if they get hurt, you're fucked.
Yeah,
Keaton Mitchell.
Let's go.
That's Gus
Not
Edwards,
in.
bro. Pete did
All
not.
numbers look the same.
So that's great for us.
We have the guys.
We
That's
took
actually
Edwards.
better. Keaton's on all of our dead ones.
Yeah, we won Edwards.
He's running like half as fast as Keaton Mitchell runs.
Right.
He's twice as big.
I would love to see Keaton Mitchell have bursts like that in the open field.
I would not. That was very little burst. He was basically done running.
We
when he
need
hit
2.5
the
more
open
yards from
Keaton
Keaton
Mitchell.
Mitchell / Gus Edwards.
Pete, they don't look very similar at all, man.
I don't think so.
Well, there's Mark Andrews back in the game.
Dude, have you thought of LASIK? And I've been just wondering.
Dude, I
a
can't
lot of
believe
stuff
it.
is looking
They
the
said
same.
he's
It's not just
ruled out,
numbers.
but I just saw Mark Andrews catch a pass over the middle.
I'm pretty sure that isn't that
That looks
88?
like fucking Mark Andrews.
We need
88, isn't that him?
play-by-play on this? The man drops back, throws deep to the man.
I mean, guys, we're still live on those Mark Andrews. It's everyone. Once we figure out who that was, let's tell
Who's Mark
Underdog this.
Andrews?
They don't need to void the Mark Andrews. They just need to replace it with whoever that
with
guy
that guy, whoever the fuck that guy was.
The other
Kohler.
Mark Andrews.
Kohler, thank you.
Kohler, Charlie Kohler. All right, sure. Oh my god.
There will be 2 players playing Mark Andrews tonight.
He has an understudy. All right. Gus Edwards hit 40 rushing yards.
Pete, are we? Do
There
we
we
have
go.
any live
Yes.
of all the stuff that we've built?
So-
Yes.
Gus Edwards. So we need 5 more.
He's
Lamar
over.
Jackson complete.
Okay.
Yeah, I just said Gus Edwards is. We need likely. We need fucking Jacob Sanderson's flag plan of the week. Higher than 8.5 solo tackles. I will admit, guys, Keaton Mitchell is on the field. A lot of you guys think it's Gus Edwards. It's not. That's Keaton Mitchell.
Looks
Dude,
just like him.
I
though.
so hope that's Justice Hill. I just want that to be Justice Hill.
It's not.
bad.
Well,
I
we need
saw
Isaiah
the
likely
letter.
catch for 10 yards.
There's Keaton Mitchell catch, bitches.
Oh,
Boom.
there's our over on the original, but like we're not going to hit that. But
I
the
don't think that
original,
is. I don't even
core.
think that is yet. It was 7.5.
that was at least
Yeah,
8 yards,
I
bro.
didn't even get
That
there.
was at
Look
least
at this
8 yards.
graveyard of pick'ems here.
Dude, Jamar Chase's receiving yards is down to 35.5.
That was
Trap.
at least 8 yards.
That's a
I
trap.
just I want to be
Yeah, I think
very
that's 8.
clear that that was 8 yards.
Oh, you're right, Pat. Okay, Keaton Mitchell does get there at 8.
Do we have
You're
him
right,
live or
Pat.
anything, or is this all dead stuff? This is all Andrew stuff?
We got 2 different Andrews things going.
Well,
Or, I
Andrews
mean-
is dead.
Yeah, I meant Gus Edwards.
Oh, okay.
So we have the one that has the Tucker in it, and then we have the one that has the Queen. We did a 1v1 off of that. Once I heard about the Queen Alpha from the chat, I was like, we got to spin that one off.
Yeah. That was by the way, Pete, that wasn't the chat. That was me. I found that alpha just by looking at the number and saying he has 6 to this point and he only needs 8.5 total. And by math, he would need half as many as he had in the first half. In the second
This is
half.
gonna
Are you
cruise to
saying-
victory. You're not going to have to
If
sweat
it
it.
hits, we don't have to invite Jacob on because it was actually
Yes,
your idea.
it was my alpha. We don't have to invite Jacob on.
Oh, wow.
This
Dude, you
guy.
can't dangle the carrot and then just rip it away.
Yeah, we can.
Michael says Davis was touting Kohler. So Davis actually retired from doing like fantasy content and gambling
Yeah,
on
he's
sports
done.
after the Mark Andrews injury. He said he was never going to
Do
play
it.
again.
Yeah,
So-
no, that's unfortunate for Davis. Yeah, no one saw that. What's he gonna do with his Showdown Patreon from now on? That's gonna be unfortunate. For
I hope
him.
he bequeaths it to me.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That'd be cool.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Lord.
what? Did he just fall down? Is he hurt?
Yeah, I think he.
No,
well,
that
he
was
just got-
non-contact. Oh, it's the ankle.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, everyone's hurt.
The field conditions
Blair.
are pretty shit.
Blair, tell me something positive about, I don't know, some player that you know that I like. Just tell me something. I need something.
Oh man, he limping
Know
too.
that I like.
Did you see that touchdown that Bateman caught?
Fucking trolling fan right now.
Wow.
This is perfect as it could have been. Nothing could have been better than that. Oh,
Hang
that was
on.
good. So me and Pat had an argument earlier tonight about a start sit where he wanted Bateman and I wanted Jaden Reed, and
Yeah.
I managed to get Pete on my side, or Pete independently was on Jaden Reed. Anyway, we outvoted Pat and we went with Jaden Reed, and then Bateman scored a TD. Obviously, we all have a lot of Bateman bags and best ball and everything. I definitely do. But yeah, it was very funny when Bateman scored. It was not my celebration; it was Pat's.
Hey, Blair, who's about to kick this field goal?
Oh, I think we know.
Oh,
In a game full of darkness, there is one shining light. His name is Justin Tucker.
My favorite
There
thing
was a
about
real-
that clip.
a special part of that because you played it before he even attempted the field goal, and I was real nervous he was going to miss it. But then watching him hit it as the clip was starting, and then seeing that he hit it, and the feeling of joy that he hit it, and then just sitting back and watching the rest of the clip was pure delight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's one guy you can preemptively roll the clip on. It's Justin Tucker.
100%.
Yeah. And that clip itself has gained some notoriety. I think I've seen a lot of different fantasy accounts just wholesale steal it and pass it off as their own OC.
Oh, for real?
Really?
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn,
Blair, you made that, right?
stolen
right.
valor, dude.
Yeah,
That's a
that's what I
Blair-
was like thinking.
That is a Blair Andrews remix cut exclusive LP.
It is,
I'll
but
shut
I'm
up.
happy to share it with the people.
But it like makes it like almost like there's probably like a whole side to like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram where like they just wholesale stealing ship chasing stuff and like reposting all your
I don't know
stuff.
that I don't think a lot of other clips have been stolen, unfortunately.
Dude.
You don't think a Sky Moore one's been stolen? Or
The
this
Visca
one?
one's never been stolen.
This one,
Ronald Jones?
You'd
Ronald
be
Jones.
surprised,
That one might have
man.
been stolen.
You
That was
can't
pretty
handle the
sweet.
sauce. Saw that
The
on a
ro-
major TikTok account the other day.
Really?
Nobody wants the
Yeah,
David
you know
Bell
the
one.
song?
The David Bell one is another one.
The
That should be
David
stolen.
Bell one's really good.
Yeah.
I wish David Bell would have been good. That would have been so fun to play.
JJ
multiple
Taylor on
times.
the
JJ Taylor on the dark web. Yeah,
Oh god.
there's just too many cowards out there, man. They don't want the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Pete, what are we live for? What am I rooting for? Sorry, I'm drunk.
So right now, you
Patrick
are
Queen?
rooting for Patrick Queen
Yes.
and Joe Mixon receptions. That's our sweat currently.
Is everything
And
else
then we can,
covered on that?
no,
What
and
was
then we
else?
can shift back to Lamar Jackson completions to Isaiah Likely.
Okay.
That one narrator.
Right now we want we want to dump off to Mixon for
Tackled by
X
Patrick
amount of
Queen.
yards. Patrick Queen runs it down and oh god, that's all.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
I'm free rolling this because I mean, like, Lord knows I don't want to have Jacob on Wednesday, so like I'm fine.
Right. None of us
If
want
this
to take him
doesn't
on.
hit.
Yeah.
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 So I mean, it's an emotional free roll, you know, for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
I'll be thinking about.
He's
Patrick
gonna talk
Queen,
about
thinking
like the
about not getting
Canadian.
the tackle.
We just did the Grey Cup, I think, like recently. I mean, who fucking wants to hear about the Grey Cup? Like, Jesus, this guy goes like
Yeah.
Canadian
What's the
football.
Grey Cup? What is that one?
It's that
CFL?
league they have up there. Yeah.
Dude, the CFL uncovered a new rule.
Oh, Jamar Chase, quick out.
Jacob
Oh,
sent
flag.
me a I think it's an onside punt. And
Yeah, I mean,
and I was like, dude, it's actually kind of amazing. And I was like, dude, why isn't this like standard practice? And he was like, they just figured out they could do it.
that's not right. That's the dude.
Dude,
There's
no.
no way. No,
What?
no.
Didn't realize that he could do
No.
it. And
No.
they did it. And
That's
it
not
worked.
real.
And they're like, oh my,
That's
holy
not
shit,
real.
are you kidding?
Screenshot from his
No,
DM
that's
group.
not real.
DM.
You made that up.
That's what he said.
A
He said-
Canadian told you that they just realized they could do a Canadian football rule.
Yeah,
They
it's
have
onside
new Canadian football rules that they're fucking discovering in
He said,
2023.
is this better than the Rouge? And I said, dude, it's so much better. Why isn't this standard practice? And he goes, to be honest, nobody ever thought of it before.
No. Canadian Football League, like Warren Moon was in the Canadian Football League, right? Like before he played in the NFL
No one
in
thought
the
of it.
80s. Canadian Football League's been around for a lot of years. I don't know how long, but at least until the 80s when Warren Moon was playing in the Canadian Football League. Why the fuck are they just discovering this in 2023? Who has not read the goddamn rule book and figured? Nope.
Dude, it's
Fucking
so
Canadian.
good, man.
God
Okay, yeah,
damn.
pull up the onside punt.
Yeah,
I'll-
someone DM me, and I'm not fucking
Yeah.
googling this shit. DM
Jacob,
me.
please
Jacob,
share with
DM
me.
us. No one else is looking it up, Jacob. Let's be honest.
Anytime I
The
try to-
Bombers are in the Grey Cup this Sunday. 3 exclamation points. Who are the Bombers?
It's honestly like I like it. I think we should be able to do it. We should have an onside punt. We need more ways to get the ball.
Dude, there's definitely like better rules than what the NFL is playing with. I will absolutely like the spring leagues are way better. I'm sure there are CFL rules that would improve on
My
it.
son says, do they say sorry when they punt it? Sorry. And they punt it and then it's onside. They get it back. As long as you say sorry, you can get a punt back.
My favorite thing about Jacob is he's like legitimately to me, he's like a younger version of me. He's really competitive. He came down to Seattle because he lives in BC and we met up, went out for some drinks. We went and I took him to a place where you can play like indoor bocce, right? Like you roll like lawn bowling, like bocce. And he got way out ahead of me. He was like really good. And he was like getting like competitive. And then I just, turned on the I'm 10 years older than
I'm the alpha.
Right. And then came back and beat him. And it was rough. It was rough for Jacob.
Wait, you're in Seattle, Gretch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My brother lives in Columbia City.
Dude, hit me up when you come up here.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Let's fucking I will 100% meet up with you. Let's go out and grab some
I was
beer.
there.
This is just a fumble.
What?
This isn't
What?
it.
Why does the title of this video is failed onside punt trick play works? What does that? I mean,
I feel like that's misleading.
that's a
That sounds misleading.
Unless they were
going
for a failed onside punt.
Oh wait. Oh, we're on a commercial. All right.
Yeah,
The trick was will make you fumble.
All right. Jake sent it in Twitter. Let me pull this up here.
All right. I just sent in Discord too.
I got it. I mean,
By the way, if you're not reading Jacob on Substack, thinking about thinking,
Yep.
if you're not following him on Twitter, we love Jacob Sanderson. He is legitimately one of the best minds in fantasy football. I fucking love everything that he talks about.
It's a 4-man rush, gets it out underneath. It'll be the dribble kick.
What?
Again, at the line of scrimmage, they did it with Jesuit Antwi in Ottawa.
That's legal.
And it was successful. A viral clip. Did the
Isn't it?
Alouettes do it again?
Wait.
Fajardo, deep drop against the 4-man rush, gets it out underneath. It'll be the dribble kick. And they tried it again at the line of scrimmage. They did it with Jesuit Antwi in Ottawa. And it was successful. A viral clip. Did the Alouettes do it again?
a viral clip.
Fajardo, deep drop against the 4-man rush, gets it out underneath. It'll be the dribble kick.
That's not allowed.
It
has to travel 10 yards. It traveled 1 yard.
Viral clip.
No.
What's the rule?
Canada.
It only has to travel 1 yard.
So it's second and 20 when they ran this?
This is not okay. This can't be a rule.
Sam said,
that
what
can't
the
be
fuck?
real.
This is not okay.
This is legal.
Second and 20. The defense needs to be able to drop back. He does have a little this punt. So he's behind the line of scrimmage when he kicks it, is the rule, I'm guessing. And then it goes beyond the line of scrimmage, and then he recovers it?
I have no idea what the rule is. I've never tried to figure that
That's
out.
gotta be what the rule is. That's why they threw it to the line of scrimmage, right?
God.
So they throw it right before the line of scrimmage, then he kicks it right before the line of scrimmage. It has to be before. But it should have to touch somebody.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
It has to touch somebody. I'm not okay with this. I am not okay with this.
I love it so much. You should just be able to do this whenever you want. New set of downs.
That's an onside kick. What? Jacob, onside punt is not a thing. It doesn't exist, buddy. It's not different. It doesn't exist. Second down is like third down in Canada. What the fuck are you talking about?
New profile pic.
This is insane.
It even matches our colors, kind of.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
You walk me. I mean, Jacob, let's go play some more bocce, buddy. I want to fucking talk through this. I'm going to onside kick you. I'm not fucking happy about this goddamn rule.
I'm an onside kick.
Onside kick you.
I dropped it in the chat, but there's an article from SB Nation. Lions successfully execute onside punt versus Packers. So Canada is just really behind us. I guess the war with Wales is over. The war with Canada is on.
Wait, we can onside punt?
Yeah,
That was
looks
just
like
Canadian.
according to Roger Sherman from 2014, so about close to a decade ago.
All right. Lamar's up to 15 completions, so we need 3 more, preferably 1 to Isaiah Likely for 10 yards.
Keaton Mitchell up to
Find
20
him,
yards
Lamar.
rushing.
Oh, that's pass interference.
What? The Alouettes. Your Bombers are playing the Montreal Alouettes. What is an Alouette?
Probably something Canadian, I would imagine.
I mean, we got to have Jacob on in Thanksgiving so I can learn what the fuck a drop kick fumble shit is.
Then I guess we're all Patrick Queen fans tonight.
Yeah, we are. I do want to know what an Alouette is. I remember watching Sports Center as a kid, and who was it? Like Neil Everett, Kenny Mayne, one of those guys. They would do some CFL highlights occasionally, and they would talk about the Montreal Alouettes. You know, like it was some fucking
Lamar.
fancy thing.
Let's run.
Oh,
Lamar.
let's go, Lamar being Lamar.
Oh,
Zay?
Oh,
Wow.
speed in.
No.
Dude, Zay Flowers, man, just can't get there. Been so close.
It's really frustrating.
And they're winning by so much, it doesn't matter. And it's just this game sucks, dude. This game is not fun.
Not
This
at
game
all.
was gonna be fun, and then everyone got hurt.
Oh man.
The problem about the AFC North is everyone wants to fucking kill each other, and they're all trying to hip drop each other. They're all trying to break legs. Like, I mean, we've had this since like Vontae's perfect taking out Antonio Brown's head. Like, we've all unfortunately, Antonio Brown. Like, I'm not trying to.
Turner now hurt too.
Everyone's hurt.
One of the CBs for the Bengals. I think he's hurt now too.
I mean,
Hey,
Antonio
Blair,
Brown definitely has season
Roll the
matchup,
clip.
right? Vontae's perfect definitely did that. I'm sorry.
An Alouette is a lark.
Lark.
Yes.
I think it's when you throw the
A
ball
little-
to the line of
Little
scrimmage.
bird. Legit think that would lower blood pressure.
It
think that
does.
could
It's
be-
very calming.
Very
Soothing.
I mean, we can be if Joe Mixon can do this, we can get there, guys.
We need Likely too, right?
Yeah, but I think Joe Mixon.
How much
first.
more for Mixon do you need?
We need 12 yards
Receiving or is it rush rack?
Yeah.
Like what?
or 13 receiving.
Yeah, it might happen here.
27-13. Are we still establishing it?
It probably will. It's Jake Browning, man. Like they just probably want to just get the fuck out of Dodge. I
just
had
sad
like
we didn't do
the
rushing because that was looking good.
Yeah.
but I mean like rushing versus like Baltimore's defense. It's just so I don't know.
Here come the checkdowns.
Oh my god.
By checkdowns, I mean.
Are
I
they
mean
still
Mixon.
running the ball? God
Yeah.
damn it.
The check down thesis is not panning out. Was that a queen tackle? He's John at
Not
Joe
sure.
Mixon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We did get to have Steph on
That's a
tonight.
Canadian
She's feeling
kickstand right
under
there.
the weather.
Put in your mouth and then say
Believer.
sorry.
All right, Jacob Sanderson. Congratulations. You're our first
Did you
guest
do it?
book for next
He
Win-
did it.
Thanksgiving shipcast. The queen has arrived.
But honestly, like, do we have to again? Like, I called that before Jacob. Like, that was
We
like
wouldn't have done. I don't think we would have done it unless Jacob co-signed.
I don't think we would have done it unless like I said it, and then like Jacob was like kind of came on late. Like, let's send
Jacob
The
come
two-
lately. Is that what you're saying?
The two that I 1v1'd in that 5 pick'em was Queen and Tucker. Both of those have hit. And now we just need the likely Joe Mixon and Lamar.
I still want to understand that onside punt. I don't understand the onside punt.
I mean, I
Jacob,
think this is a Jacob question for Wednesday. Now that
Jacob, write me an explanation in the
Next newsletter.
Be careful what
No.
you wish
Or
for.
not
in the
newsletter.
Maybe give
chat.
him a
I want to know
character
now while I'm drunk. I don't want to fucking think about this.
Give
all
him a
night.
character
It's gonna
count.
be in the back of my head. It's kind of like
Tomorrow,
I want to understand now. Like I'm trying to figure it out right now.
Gretch needs to know now because tomorrow he won't care.
Right. Thank you, Blair. Somebody understands. What am I trying to welch on, Tom? Are you the guy that said that Trent Irwin was fucking? You are. Tom Bradshaw was the guy that, the whole F. What am I welching on? What did I miss?
This show. Can
Jacob not being on. Yeah, that's right.
Onside punt. It'd be a
I
zero
just
for
wanna
me.
know-
I mean, you can't get any points
I
for
want
special teams.
to know what an onside punt is. I need to know what an onside punt is. I heard we have good Thursday night games next week. I have not looked ahead at the schedule. Do we have
one
good
time we're not
Thanksgiving
going to be
games?
on the air?
Thanksgiving, bud.
Yeah, they're good ones, right? Well, I mean, Dallas and Detroit are good now. Who are they playing?
Yeah, what is the schedule?
NFL schedule. Let's do this.
Thank you,
Probably
Tom.
pull it up.
I appreciate you for acknowledging that I figured something out.
Packers,
Yeah.
Lions, Cowboys, Commanders, 49ers, Seahawks.
Cowboys Commanders could be
Lions.
fun.
That will
Actually,
be a
that'd be fun.
Let's get some Sam Howell rolling. Oh,
Cowboys Commanders
my Seahawks are playing.
doesn't strike me as very fun.
Pat,
No.
that's
You know what?
because
this is not as impressive as I thought it was going to be.
Pat, you just need to embrace that Sam Howell's a thing and it's fun. Just embrace
No,
it.
I've embraced Sam Howell. I've been in on Sam Howell for some of his more fun games. I think he's fun. I also think he takes sacks like a motherfucker, and he's not. You don't want him against.
Isn't he
Dallas.
taken
That
like
doesn't seem
4
fair.
sacks over the past, like combined the past 3 weeks?
You make it sound like
Yeah, and then
it's only 4. I mean, relative to the rest of the season.
and then he's gonna play against Dallas, and it's gonna be like 24.
What more do you want from this guy? He's throwing it fucking 45 times a game.
Yeah. It's not a matchup that suits his skill set. Is all.
Pete,
Every matchup suits his skill set. He just throws and he throws, and then when you want him to throw some more, he throws some more.
Pete, I just had a thought. This is a big thought. We got to look at our Penta team with Blair and Hasan. We got to get like Hasan. We got to break down the
We
team.
do.
This is a good thought. I sometimes have good thoughts.
We were so close. I think we are.
How we doing? How we doing, Hasan? Hasan has been doing like the best at running this team. 7-3.
We finally got into the positives on Keaton Mitchell. 7-3. This.
Oh God, we're playing Keaton Mitchell on this team.
No, yeah, we had to play him. We did.
Between
I
him
mean,
and
it's
him,
happening.
Deontay Foreman.
yeah, it was him versus Deontay Foreman.
I know, and we wanted to play him, but like, it's not been Keaton Mitchell's game script when everyone's getting hurt, right? Like,
Yeah.
We got both of our. We got Bijan and Ramondre on bye.
Yeah, so
Dude,
for everyone watching this, we had 3 running backs for like most of the season, right? Until we picked up Foreman.
Can I float something?
Yep.
I feel like we should, and I know we have the guy who was highest on Cole Kmet heading into the season with us on the show, Blair. I feel like we got to get Cole Kmet in this.
yes, let's get Dotson out.
I was
Blair,
just
I'm good
thinking
with that.
Dotson
Yeah.
out. Commit in.
Let's do it.
I'll tell you what else I would like to do, guys. I would love to
I
put in
know.
Purdy and stack him with Ayuk. I think this is a smash spot for the 49ers.
See, it's so
Ooh,
funny.
I
you
was
said
gonna
that,
say
because
Kyler.
I was going to debate Kyler.
I'm
Yeah, I
good with
was gonna
Kyler
do
too.
Kyler.
I like that game a lot. I think that game could be really fun, but it's sort of dependent on Kyler. I think, to push the Texans because they still are a little conservative. But
what do you guys think, Blair, Hasan? What do you guys? Where are you at on the QBs? Because we're indecisive over here.
Good question.
I genuinely don't know.
Also indecisive.
I don't know what to do with that Giants game because, like, you could see why will they not throw to Joe Mixon instead of throwing to this white 87
Tanner
guy?
Hudson.
Is that Tanner Hudson? Dude, they have. I thought it was Drew Sample for a hot second. They had like two similar looking white tight ends. So like the thing with like Washington versus like the Giants, right, is like you run the risk of like getting like.
What were you saying about the Giants tight ends?
No, you just run the risk of like Sam Howell getting. No, you run the risk of like Brian Robinson with a bunch of touchdowns and like the Giants not being able to push Washington, right? And that's that.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon not even on the field for third downs.
Ugh, this is so sad.
I think I would go one of Purdy or Kyler, but between the two, I don't know.
But Sam Howell's also dope as fuck.
That's true too. And it's not like
I want to play all three quarterbacks. Is there a three quarterback league?
I think I'm Kyler Howell.
I'm Kyler.
I'm good with Kyler.
I'm happy to play Kyler. I think Purdy is in an amazing spot. I mean, this is like
the stack is a good call.
It's a stack. Ayuk's going to be the cover boy of the walkthrough this week. I think he's just. It's like
one weird thing about Tampa is they've given up some big games to wide receivers, but they've actually not given up a ton of big games to quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And like Purdy has a very nice floor, but I mean,
Kyler
can access a ceiling that he can't. And don't we just need to keep taking moonshots, big swings on this team?
I'm happy to play Kyler. I think if any game goes nuts, it's probably this Cardinals-Texans game, and Kyler would be the driving force there of just being able to put up points, handle the pass rush there. So I'm totally happy to play Kyler.
Oh my
Jacob
God!
Just DM'd about the onside punt.
Yes, Jacob, I'm calling you. Hey, stay awake. I'm calling you after the stream. You're gonna tell me this. I'm not reading this. I'm not fucking reading this. Buddy.
Wait, what did Jacob say? I'll read it. I'm curious.
I want to see it.
No, you're in the fucking. You're in the.
I know. I'm gonna pull it up. Right. Just got to make sure all my other salacious DMs aren't
fucking putting this keg in my head.
What?
We're going Kyler. We got Kyler in.
Well, and it makes sense, right? If we pulled out Dotson, then that stack element isn't there anyway, so might as well get the
guys. I did 3.5 hours. Pete, I don't know how you do so many shows. This morning, I mentioned this earlier. Me and Sean did the recap of the whatever in season 2024 first and second rounds. We did a reshuffle of that, which we always do in August. 2 shows, 2 hours. Then I did the perspectives, late round perspectives show with JJ Zachariason for an hour and a half. You talked to Sean Siegel and JJ Zachariason for 3.5 hours straight. Like, I like how the fuck. I mean, Pete, how do you do so many shows? Like, these guys are so smart. Like, how do you do so many shows in a day? I just don't understand it.
You got to be dumb. That's the. If you just have nothing up here, you can just be on camera and it doesn't mentally tax you in a way it does smart people. Here's the DM from Jacob, and I'm surprised he was able to keep this under like 400 characters. Onside punt. So in the CFR, you can use an open field kick at any time. What you need to do is for everyone on the line to be no more than 1 yard downfield when you kick it, and only the kicker or anyone line up behind him can recover it. The best way it's used is if it's 2nd and 20, like in that example. We only have 3 downs. Thank you for clarifying. You can effectively punt in the possession, and then if you recover, you get a new set of downs, just like if you had punted it away. The only catch is that in order to do this, you have to be behind the line of scrimmage, and you can't interfere with someone's attempt to recover the punt like with a normal punt. So you have to basically be isolated to try it. There it is.
None of that made any fucking sense to me.
So really, it sounds like the only way that works is in just that exact situation that plays.
Right, Chris. Thank you.
That is
Sounds like a coaching issue.
I cannot think of another situation where that shit actually makes any sense.
And the fact that dude knew to do it is like that's a level of like
You only have
infinity level
3
away.
downs? Do you punt on 3rd down? They punt on 3rd down.
I guess they do punt on 3rd down.
No, they punt on second.
2 plays and then punt on 3rd.
Wait, is my phone
But I think when it's 2nd and 20, they're punting because you can punt on any down you want. So they're punting because they don't want to have to deal with 2nd and 20. They just want a new set of downs. So it's like it was someone punted on 3rd and 20 for us.
Guys, we need some likely in our lives.
Yeah, we do.
Throw it, Lamar.
Throw it! God damn it! You're up by so much. This was my whole worry with Lamar. Like, will
Your
not.
whole worry
take
when you were
risks.
making me put the completions higher in the
No. But when I was sober, Pete. When I was sober, I was worried about Lamar's pass attempts because, like, when they get ahead in games, like he holds the ball. He'll just run
So you're
and do
saying
that.
I should trust sober Gretch, but maybe fade drunk Gretch?
Right? Yeah. You have to judge that. That's on
Well,
you.
Junkratch had a
That was a likely target.
likely. Junkratch got us on Patrick Queen. That's one of our hits tonight.
Right, that's
No,
true.
Jacob
Junkratch did
I
that.
was
No
never
one else
doing it
helped.
until Jacob Sanderson screamed it in all caps.
Man, I regret not live betting Keaton Mitchell. At one point, he was 18.5 rush yards live.
Oh
man. Be better. Buy the dip, man. Have some confidence
know,
in our horse.
I should have. I had 2 Tyler Boyd overs that are both. I thought they were looking fine until this Trenton Irwin thing happened. So I was like, all right, that's just the way it goes. But
Blair, do you have any crazy teams going this year? You and Sean
challenge.
Infamously drafted that one team where you guys waited until like the 14th round to take a running back that was top 100 for most of the year. You got anything like that cooking this year?
Nothing that crazy this year. We have a team where we're also starting Keaton Mitchell. This was a year when we were doing like kind of what we did in our main event, where you take the elite running backs because they were falling. Yeah, so we've got Breece Hall, Travis Etienne team.
Yeah,
that's such a good fucking combo.
That's it.
Yeah.
Are you guys winning that league?
We're not winning. We're in 3rd, 7-3.
Yeah, we're in 3rd in ours as well. But like the guy who we're playing is like 2-8, and we have like a chance at like if we beat him, I think he'll take us to the top of the table.
Yeah,
which is really frustrating because it would have been nice to go into week 12 as like the number 1 team in our league, and
we've got Mark Andrews on that team, unfortunately. Oof.
Yeah, you and I have an FPC team where we have Lamar and Mark Andrews. Yeah, the guy on the left is he's 2-8, and this is going to be the week he goes off.
And he's getting H. Of course, we get him right when he's getting H.
Yeah, does get H-N back.
He's 2-8 and has H-N coming back this week. Yeah. And
Henry gets
and he's got 32 points already tonight from Lamar.
Yeah,
and who
Lamar,
else?
Evan
McPherson.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, and then someone outbid us on KC because I kind of wanted to play the shootout angle there with the defense, and like I think we bid so because we have Jake Elliott there, and we have a shot. Like every week our team seems to be outperforming by like 30-40 points. So let's just hope we can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, Kyler coming on will be big. Laporta's going to have a massive week this week.
I think so too. I think and then we have Komet as a bring back.
There you go, a little tight end shootout in the dome. Who says no?
Exactly.
Let's get the tight end. I mean, dude, this is the year of the tight ends. The depth.
It is.
It's been so many years of saying like tight end's a deep position. This is the year, man. Like we're getting the next generation of tight ends are hitting in 2023. This is fucking awesome. It's awesome.
Trey McBride looks legit.
Trey McBride looks fantastic. You got Kincaid. You got Laporta. I think Michael Mayer looks sick. His little posterized fade touchdown last week was kind of cool. It might take him till like next year till he's really awesome. Komet, we were just talking about. Like, there's so many good tight ends that are coming up. None of them are Kyle Pitts, but the other one.
Man, like I was actually gonna say, like, at what point does Atlanta start thinking that, you know, we got to get rid of this guy? Because it was like they've suffered actually
thinking it already. I mean, he's a terrible.
You mean Arthur Smith, right?
Let's go. Break a tackle, buddy.
That's not
Am I the only one sweating our pick'ems anymore?
Yeah, no, I'm with you, buddy. 3 yards.
No, it was good. Yeah, I was good. I was just gonna say, like the Falcons have just been.
What do we need?
What, one more?
What do we need?
Is it one more reception or
5
2?
more yards.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was yards. That's right.
9 more yards? 12? We needed 12? Whose idea was
we
that?
need 9 more.
They just stacked. Is this after, because he was just stack racking up like 2 extra yards.
Now. God damn it, Browning. The other thing about Browning is he always takes sacks. That's the other thing about Browning. He's so goddamn bad.
Bro, he shook free of that sack and ran into a sack.
He ran to another sack.
As soon as he pressured,
right into a sack.
He's the definition of the quarterback that as soon as he gets pressured, his eyes come down and they never get back up. So he'll dodge everything until a sack. This is what he did at UW so many times. That was flashbacks for me.
It's Sam Howell-esque, honestly.
He's not trying. No. Sam Howell creates space and then looks back downfield and throws. This guy creates space and keeps looking for the next guy that's about to hit him. He never gets his eyes back downfield. So it's like, it doesn't matter how much space he's creating. He's eventually going to be sacked because there's nothing else that can happen because he's never looking back downfield at any point. It happens so much with Jake. Whatever this fucking guy's name is, Jake Browning.
UW's
So mad. That's what he did there. He created space and then he was like, "Who's going to tackle me? Where are you? I'm not going to look downfield. I don't care. There's people there, but now I go down." That's all it is. Like that's the whole thing. Hate it.
Pat, are you updating images in the walkthrough right now?
Yep.
Yep.
Blair, I want to give you a shout out. I've been really enjoying the wrong read this year. Like, a little different. This is the first year you've done kind of like the matchup style version in season, right?
That's true. Yeah.
It's an awesome read. I've been really enjoying that. You're in David Gibbons' kind of matchup Raider article have been 2 of my favorites on RotoViz this year.
Great. Yeah, really appreciate that. It's been a lot of fun to do that this year. So something a little different, but yeah, it's a fun one.
Do you have you been playing any like DFS or doing any drafts to kind of, piggyback on all the research you're doing?
I haven't really been playing DFS at all. I've just been
in the content.
Doing the research, yeah.
An Underdog?
I should be.
Boy,
I haven't done many of those. I should be doing those because, it should be yielding more results for me than just getting the article out.
Yeah. No, I'm sure like both Pat and Gretch and Chris can all relate the undertakings for doing those comprehensive matchup columns, which require you to like understand every angle of what's happening is massive.
It's a lot harder to apply it than those people like Pete who just read them and then figure out ways to apply.
I know it's the better move is to read them because you can read a few different ones.
Well,
and
I
get,
try
like,
to listen to them, but often they don't get published like in time.
If you, I'll be pretty honest. Like I've used like Pat, Blair's, and Gretch's work. I've used extensively to I've given up on DFS. I suck at it, but for like prop betting, it's been like a massive godsend. I'll be pretty honest about that. So if you guys are into that, you should be doing that because like
It would be good to
it's
do
a
that.
great way. Yeah.
I like it.
Pat, have you
That is one
used,
thing I
have you
do
used
like
them?
about the walkthrough is that it's not like a DFS article. It's just I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen, and so I hope that people are doing it for like however you're playing. If it's regular fantasy, or if you're doing pick'ems or props or DFS or whatever, or the underdog drafts. I think the guy tagged me last week. He won one of the underdog tournaments.
Nice.
So like I think all the stuff. I wish the thing it gets in the way of for me is the underdog tournaments. I would love to be like drafting on Wednesday and Thursday. I would like my process to be like I do all the matchup research.
You would
done
like
by
to
like
be
Tuesday,
reading
and then I just draft.
You would like to be reading you doing the research, but not having to do the research.
I would like to do the research and then not write it. I would like to do it like I do for you guys in Discord, like where I'm like, here's the thing, like just make little notes and then be like, all right, I'm done. I have a good feel for that.
You
game.
could do that, Pat, and then we'd say, here we have Pat Crane from the site, and then we just continue on with the show. You wouldn't be associated with any site. You would just be Pat Crane.
You're a millionaire. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I could not do this, but I do like getting the article out and writing the article. I have fun writing the article. Purely from a fantasy.
Do you actually like writing the article? Pat, none of us like writing the fucking article.
Listen.
Here's a passage.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my God.
Oh no!
We need pass
Score.
attempts. So
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, we got rocked. He's so fucking slow compared to his early career.
What is this
Oh
flag?
my
I
God.
swear
a flag.
this comes back, dude.
Yeah, flag. Yeah.
Everything comes back.
I swear to God, I'm done with this league. I mean,
Dude,
This
it's
game
like
is just
200 yards.
Defense.
Oh, it's on the defense, man.
Oh, thank God.
Decline.
Gretch, I don't necessarily enjoy writing the article every week, but I enjoy having written the article and it being Friday. That feeling is
That's
when
how
you hit-
I
when you hit
feel at the
publish.
end of stealing signals. That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
When you hit publish
Nice
and you're
feeling.
like,
yeah. Especially if I feel I'm like, I like that one. That was fun. Got a couple jokes in. Not many jokes in this week's one. Pretty straightforward.
this is gonna,
you guys know what would be like would be so sick if like Lamar throws a TD here to Isaiah Likely. What we need, guys, we need
yes.
one little pass, and then we need the likely touchdown to clear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there goes Lamar. Lamar's just gonna keep it.
All right, so we're
still live for the touchdown, likely. Like,
yeah.
Are we just fucked?
We need 9.5 for likely.
We're not there.
Doesn't look good.
We don't have that. He was inside the 10.
So Lamar easily cleared his fantasy points. That was one of our core ones.
Yeah.
20
Likely
points.
never got in. Oh my God.
Lamar could take a sack here.
Lamar's fantasy points were a key point of what we're trying to do here.
Lamar,
he's not
Andrews
gonna.
stuff. Feel really good about that.
Well, once Burrow went out, it was just fun.
that was like
They
that's
weren't,
the game.
they weren't
Yeah.
challenged.
Now
anymore.
we're
Now
using
why is
Justice.
Justice Hill getting Gary?
Why is Justice?
But I mean, they put up 27 points. I don't know. This Bengals defense is overrated. Can we agree about that? I don't understand.
Yes.
Dude, they're fucking terrible.
Sure.
I hear nonstop about Lou Anarumo all the time. Like, dude, this guy. What are
No,
we,
Pat,
Dude.
Lou Anarumo is the best defensive coordinator that ever lived.
why are we giving this guy so much respect? The defense
And
stinks.
It's not even, Pat, that they like to ever talk about like the defense actually being good. They're always just like, Lou is just like this brilliant, mad architect, dude. He's gonna dial up some blitzes. These
Well,
quarterbacks
you're gonna
never
see
fucking
stuff.
see
They're
me.
gonna throw stuff at this quarterback he's never seen. Like, what are you talking about? You think these guys have seen all this stuff before because they're lighting this dude up week after week.
Sorry, Chris.
I mean, they stepped back like so far, man. And I think good.
Chris, you're like, we brought you on because you're a Bengals fan, and we've done nothing but shit on the Bengals.
Because it's
We're
just been a
also
bad
just
night.
vastly tilting tonight.
Last week, Singletary dropped 150 yards rushing from them, though.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Bengals fans, man. Like you guys, like have not. How old are you, Chris?
40.
I'm 36. Let's see. So I mean, very young, but like you had the late 80s Bengals, like when you were just very, very young. And then you had the whole stretch of
terrible Bengals, like 20 years of no Bengals anything. And then Carson Palmer broke that, I think, right? They went to the playoffs with Carson Palmer. And then oh God. And then they made the playoffs with Carson Palmer, and he got his ACL blown out on the first play of the playoffs by what's his name? The Steelers linebacker, Vaughn, whatever his name was, right?
Chemo Van Olf, was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Van Volhouse, whatever.
I forget. Yeah. Chemo, whatever.
And then so you didn't get back to the playoffs for a while. Now you have Burrow. Burrow gets you all the way to the Super Bowl. You lose. Now you're
AFC
here.
title game and then lose. And then now we're here.
What's it like to be a Bengals fan?
It's tough, man.
I don't know why I asked that question at the end of the breakdown. Are you a Reds fan?
I'm not a big baseball guy, so I've never been like, So,
do you root for a basketball team by chance? Is there a team that you root for that wins things?
No.
No. Okay. Me neither. I'm a Husky fan. I'm a Mariner fan. Mariners are the only team, by the way, that has never been to the World Series.
Weren't the Mariners good, or am I wrong?
They were good. Yeah, after 20 years, they got good again. This is why I understand your pain. They have never been to the World Series. They are the only of the 30 Major League Baseball teams to be to the World Series. They're the only ones who have never been there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a Vikings fan. My parents are from Montana. They were Vikings fans. So I grew up a Vikings fan. So like the Gary Anderson's miss in 98. These people have heard about this before. It's been – most of my teams all are very heartbreaking. You don't root for anyone who's good?
No.
I was hoping for you. I was hoping that you could tell me that you rooted for someone who's good. Like I was hoping you don't live the same life that I do.
Nope, it's gonna be like this, man.
It's the same thing for all right. Me and you are brothers. Cheers. But,
man, it's all love. It is all love, man.
It's not fun to root for sports for like 20 years and everyone, like all the teams you root for suck all the time. But the life we live.
I think it's just cool having just rooting for just good football, and I think we can all agree that with Joe Burrow on the field, it's like that's good football.
Yeah,
and I think that's all I've ever wanted. Like, I wouldn't say that's all I ever wanted. I want him to win a championship, but like I think that's all I ever wanted. Like for the most part, because I mean, it's just like I would say after Burrow came, honestly, it's been a few years. Like I haven't really heard the Bungles said it all that often. I think just the vibes of being a fan of the team has been at least just so much better. I was actually talking about earlier today. It was last year, I guess earlier this year, the night before they played the Bills in that playoff game. My wife and I, we were down in Cincinnati, and of course they were in Buffalo for the game, but the streets were packed. Everybody's wearing a 1, a 9 jersey. Hoodies and stuff. I mean, just that type of thing was just not that you just wouldn't see that in downtown Cincinnati, like back in the early 2000s when I was living down there for college. That just wasn't a thing. Like people were hyped about Ocho Cinco, Palmer, and all that.
Yeah,
but that level of pride about just being a Bengals fan, that just wasn't a thing like back then. So I just think it's dope. I mean, like. It of course it sucks like seeing the team in this type of in like complete like shambles at this point, but I think just knowing you have a good quarterback, I think it puts you in a better spot than a lot of teams in the league, and I think that that's the only thing I can really like take solace in at this point.
And he's fucking sick. I mean, he is that sick. Like anyone who questions Joe Burrow, like he's that good. Like he is that good.
Yeah,
he's also got kind of the. I wouldn't say like a big personality, but he has like a very kind of defined personality that's helped you what you need, right? For a situation like the Bengals, you kind of need it to be someone who can come in and kind of reshape the idea of the franchise around them.
Yeah.
And I think he's done that in a really nice way. Like he's he's fun to root for, regardless of whether or not you root for the Bengals.
Yeah, and I think that's the really cool part about just being a fan and going through all of the Palmer to Dalton now to this. I think that at least gives me some hope about just watching the team in general. But here's hoping that he's healthy or will be healthy.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
What about runs up the middle when you're down 21, Chris? Is that one of
That is not. That goes back to my point earlier about Zach Taylor just being like he just ain't it, man. I think he luck boxed into getting Burrow.
I don't know why this extended him, like, because like even for years, that even they're doing their Super Bowl run, like when they were down multiple scores, he was still establishing with Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can go back to the road of history and just pull the stats. You can see exactly what their run pass differential was, even in like Supreme,
right?
One like in games where they're down multiple scores, it was disgusting where they just kept trying to establish Joe Mixon.
I mean, it really is the case that the Bengals have been carried by the fact that they have an elite quarterback. I mean, it just
that's all it took.
If you have an elite quarterback, you have an elite quarterback.
Right. And so let's just keep the rest of the infrastructure in place. Not worry about some of the stuff.
Hey,
Davion Williams, sick of that.
All right,
go for it.
What?
That's what we need.
Joe Mixon.
Like you literally cannot punt this.
I mean, they just ran 3 straight runs up the gut, dude.
They're gonna punt it.
They're gonna punt it. Oh, that's that. Yeah, they're definitely gonna punt it.
Really?
They don't think they can win this game.
They just want to go home.
About winning this game.
Yeah. Let's just fast forward to the press conference.
Here we go.
Zach Taylor
all
right, doing it.
Just threw a sack.
Joe Mixon on the field.
Browning's gonna punt it.
Nope.
Oh my God, they have a white guy in the backfield.
Go,
Browning!
He's going.
Go! Let's
Oh,
go!
baby.
You dub!
He's out for the season after that.
Stretch his back in umbrella.
Actually, Ben, I wanted to get your take on the Huskies quarterback. Is it where do you think he gets drafted next year? Like, do you think he's like worth it? I'm waiting for him to take a big bite to get that one on him.
Yeah, sorry. Here's my take on Penix. Penix doesn't like pressure, and I think it's a problem, right, for the next level. He kind of throws balls away, etc. But he is accurate, and I think accuracy is a really important element. Obviously, he was injured a lot. He's like a 6th-year player. Ooh, is that another Trent Irwin?
It's Irwin,
that's
dude.
Andrew Hudson.
Oh, it's Hudson.
Definitely a white guy. Whatever.
All numbers look alike.
Would you go as far as saying all numbers kind of look the same out there right now,
They
Greg?
kind of do at a certain point, yeah. So Michael Penix is a legit quarterback, but also I would say that Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb, the head coach, offensive coordinator, they run a really good scheme, and so a lot of it is creating easy throws. And so a lot of the stuff I've heard about Penix are from people that I know have not watched every UW game. Like, he's a really good deep ball thrower. He's not. Like, they attack deep a lot. And so he has a lot of highlights of completed deep passes. He also has a lot of highlights of wide open deep players that he overthrew. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you gotta hit this throw. If a guy's that open downfield, you have to, like, you can underthrow him by 3 yards and you can still get the touchdown. You can't overthrow him. Like, this is a problem. So he has some issues with the deep passing. What I like about him is the intermediate, like, he gets the ball on time. He reads defenses well. Like, he does a lot of stuff well. I mean, he's a pocket passer. He doesn't like to take hits. I already brought up Kurt Warner earlier, but he reminds me another guy who reminds me of Kurt Warner. He is accurate and he has zip on his passes. Like, the thing about Michael Penix is he can throw. Like, in the NCAA, they have wider hash marks. So if the ball's on the right hash mark, he might even be like rolling further right. He'll throw back to the left sideline and he will fucking put zip on the ball and get it there before a defender can close on it. Like, he can throw 40, 50 yards like on a line. But anyway, he looks like he's going to be a later first round type of prospect. I've watched a lot of him. I like him. I think he could be good in the NFL level, but like, there's certain systems that I would like him in more than others.
No, that makes complete sense. I mean, I was just curious, just because we're getting to bowl season. Then before you know it, we're gonna blink and it's gonna be learning who the hell these rookies are.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, he's not. I wouldn't say he can like transcend system is what it comes down to. Like, he might win the Heisman. He might literally win the Heisman because we might go undefeated. We're undefeated right now. I was talking earlier about we're 0-12. We are undefeated right now. We got Oregon State this weekend. Guys, I'm very into Husky football right at this moment.
Trent
But
Irwin.
no,
Dude.
fuck off.
Sitting in a tree.
Fucking.
Mark
Clip
that
it.
timestamp down, Nick.
Clip it.
Clip that shit, man. Look at go, just breaking tackles, buddy.
Fucking. it was F-U-C-K-I-N-G, but now it's just
It's just fucking.
Dude, you know what's crazy? So the underdog, so that the most popular number, Keaton Mitchell higher than 8.5. So in ours, we got it at 7.5, and he's at 8 yards. So
Jamar Chase touchdown.
Wow.
man,
Jamar Chase TD. We have fantasy points over.
Saving fantasy managers.
I don't know if that's going to be enough, though. That's still like 10 points, right?
No, Blair, it's not going to be enough. I promise you. We also had Andrews on those tickets.
hey, no, Gretch is right. We should probably pull this up and just see if there's a sweat here. So,
Got anything, Pete?
so if Mark Andrews were to come back, if Tyler Boyd were to get 23 more receiving yards, 24, if Joe Burrow were to get about 21 more passing attempts, and Jamar Chase scores another touchdown, we can't win.
I mean,
Yeah, we got this.
Browning
We got
stared
this.
down that route. Holy shit.
Pete, let's look at some more of these. Let's keep looking at these. Yeah. What do we need here? We only need 33 yards from 23 yards from Mark Andrews. Oh, what do we need from Keaton Mitchell here? 5.5. Okay. 5.5.
Some of these were like kind of live.
No,
there
Keaton
for a
Mitchell's
while.
getting there. Why did Boyd not get
Keaton
there?
Mitchell's
Man, Boyd,
getting-
fuck off.
Keaton
No,
Mitchell's out of the game.
The
though.
Ravens
It's all
are getting the
Justice Hill.
ball.
Dude,
Oh,
if
Justice
we
Hill.
would have just faded Tyler Boyd and done Trent Irwin, we'd be swimming in cash right now.
Is there
Isaiah
anyone
Likely,
close?
biggest rug pull of the century.
So sad.
God, the Isaiah Likely.
Joe
Who's-
Mixon, receiving yards, biggest rug pull.
Who
of the
kept bringing up
century. I can't
Isaiah
believe it.
Likely? What an idiot.
We should have just built around fucking Patrick Queen.
That's so goddamn annoying.
That's so annoying.
He just got there by the hook, too. 9 solo.
Jacob just asked me a minute ago in the chat here, do you have an Adunze take? So we have a guy named Rome Adunze. You guys are going to know this name. Blair's nodding. Blair's already doing his fucking research. This guy might be a top 10 pick. He's a wide
Well,
receiver.
he had a chance to declare early and didn't. So that is.
But he didn't.
He's out of
Specifically
the
because
rest of his life.
Penix also had a chance, and like it's a very UW thing.
Yeah.
Listen, it's very romantic around here. There's a narrative around this, we can say. But Roma Dunze is legit. Period, Jacob. Like I was just saying, like, Penix has strengths and weaknesses. I was telling you that Browning sucks. I was telling people like Dwayne Washington sucked. I also told people that John Ross was legit. So I was wrong about that. But Roma Dunze
You were the one that told me
is...
to draft Bishop Sankey and ASJ.
No, I didn't tell you that.
Ben and I drafted John Ross 1 or 2 in a dynasty league, a dynasty team that we co-owned.
We co-owned a dynasty team together?
You don't remember the old RotoViz salary cap league?
I do remember.
Oh God, that league.
That's right.
I definitely remember the
14
season
team
when-
Mocker was running. Oh God.
It's
Oh,
still
man.
I dumped that
it's
team
still
on
alive.
you.
It's
Haven't
still
heard that
alive.
name in a long time.
Yeah.
Wait, so you told Hasan you were going to co-own it, and then you were like, also buy?
He quit after like a couple of seasons. It wasn't just the one.
Oh, okay.
But no, Pat, yeah. Like what you just said is like kind of what I did. Like I'm kind of that dickhead. Yeah. No, I mean I deserve that. I deserve that. Hasan at the time was like a new contributor to RotoViz, was editing like podcasts for me. It was an awesome dude. I loved getting to know Hasan. And we started doing some
You're talking
stuff
about him like
together.
he's dead, man. Right
Did,
here.
did Hasan pass away?
I think I died.
Did we lose Hasan?
It was the oh man. We moved to MFL from another completely different platform that I'm forgetting the name of.
Yes, Reality Sports Online.
Reality
Online,
Sports
right?
Online.
Oh,
That's when I was in
I
it. When
liked it
I
there.
did the startup on Reality Sports Online, and then I quickly quit. I quit before any of this happened. I was like, can't do this anymore.
Right.
Too
I
long.
quit after it transitioned. I was like, Hasan, I'm not going to be able to do it anymore. Like, I'm not going to figure out a new fucking system. Like,
It was Kevin Cole. It was Kevin Cole who was running it for a little bit too. I think he was the one at the start.
oh man.
Because like
The reality sports online stuff, dude. Like the problem was, it was a fun concept, but it was too complicated to where you get to the point where people are making decisions that they don't understand the ramifications of, right? Like, it's fucking like you can't have everybody like unless everyone is sitting around really giving it time and thinking about what this like complex rules are and what this all
the
means.
pitch was basically, let's make this as complicated as running an NFL franchise. And then it was like, oh, that's so sweet. Like you're
which was
actually
awesome.
But then you
in
go
theory.
and you sit down and you do it and you're like, oh, this is like going to take a lot of my time.
Yeah, and also like it was
really
cool in theory, but also Pat, it was like there's only 4 people here that are as into this as I am, and everyone else is like it's fucking everything up because they're not actually trying. They're not bidding on anything. They don't know what they're doing. They're overbidding. They just paid fucking $70,000 million, whatever the fucking units were, for Mike Evans. Like, I mean, this is like a random player. Like, what
It was
are we
like actually
doing?
pretty good. I mean, he's
It
still
was good value.
That's pretty good value.
I'm actually looking at my team right now, and yeah, I gave Robbie Anderson $11.2 million and signed him to 4 years.
What does that mean? What does $11.2 million even mean, though?
Yeah,
What are
11.2
these
is
things?
like nothing, I think.
What are
It's
these?
now
things?
it's nothing, but like he's still taking up like 11% of my calorie cap. But so reality sports online. The best part about it was it was like the interface that pissed everybody off, and then like the auction drafts. We had like rookie auctions, and the timer was set for 3 seconds. So you literally had to bash. I don't know if you remember.
That's when Kevin Cole was in charge.
I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember the thing kept going lower and lower. And it was basically like completely impossible because
Yeah.
it was so long. It was too long. But then I remember Kevin just being like, the timer's set for like some very small amount of time now.
It was the least amount. It was like 3 seconds. So like literally the player would flash across your screen, and if you weren't bidding on him, it was instantly gone.
And you didn't have time to think about it. Like it was
Nope.
just done.
Yeah, not my favorite format.
All right. I think it's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
That is the
Chris.
game over?
Crutch.
He hasn't been watching. He's just sitting there drinking.
I'm just
How
having
many
fun,
ounces
Brett.
are left in your cake?
Yeah, I need how much? Yeah, with keg check. What we got?
I can lift it
Looks kinda
with
heavy.
just my fingers.
Too
like,
heavy.
on
Just
the
like
edge.
shake it or something. Like how much is
Yeah,
left?
put it
I
next to the
don't
mic.
know how to what.
Yeah,
what do you
let
want me
us
to do?
hear the
Next to the
slosh.
mic.
Give
We
us a
need
good
to hear the
slosh.
slosh.
Tap on the side.
Put it next to the mic. Go like this next to the mic.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
I don't know if that does anything for
Chris, what do
There's,
you think?
there's liquid in there. I didn't drink the whole fucking thing. You guys did the math. It would have killed me if I drank the whole fucking thing.
I put
But
a
also,
half.
this is
Half?
about you,
I mean,
Kevin?
half's a lot.
like it's like 2/3 gone, which is a problem for me
Yeah, that's
to
a
figure
half,
out
yeah.
at this point that I've drank 2/3 of that.
Yeah.
That's
Chris,
a lot.
Tell the people where they can check you out if they've made it this far.
You can find me on the X Twitter machine, whatever we call it. Chris Allen FFWX.
I got
Saturday
the link down
newsletter.
below.
Yeah, Saturday newsletter for Fantasy Life. You find all my writing for Saturday morning. Catch me there.
Awesome. Yeah, Chris doing great work over at Fantasy Life. Mentioned Blair's terrific wrong read column over at RotoViz. Hasan, you guys still you got the RotoViz repo going Sunday nights, right? You've been pretty consistent with that.
Yes, sir. So tune on in. We're going to be live on every Sunday at 9 p.m. Come tilt with us. We try and talk about recap the week and potentially even get into strategy talk.
Am I on there
Give
this
us
week?
A country. Give us a country that we need to hate.
Given the onside kick bullshit, I think the onside punt bullshit, we'll go with Canada.
Yeah.
Yes,
Safe
fuck
answer.
Canada. God
Great
damn it, that's
answer.
beautiful.
Gretch, I'm hesitant to ask if there's any other final words you'd like to say.
Check out Stealing Bananas. Beautiful, multiple episode conversation with Sean Siegel. Check out the late round perspectives with JJ Zachariason. Very
are you on that?
An impressive conversation there. Yeah, 90 minutes of good talk. And
you went 90 with JJ? Wow.
Yeah, typically just sipping my tea and having a good time over here. Just hope you guys are doing well.
I'm sure it was a very sophisticated conversation. Pat's been updating photos for the walkthrough. Looking forward to that publishing. When, Pat?
Good night. It was an important update that I got done that got me back on, not on schedule, but in a place where I can get it done at a reasonable hour, or not extremely unreasonable. But yeah, I will be publishing the written content tonight. I will be uploading the audio tonight, and I will be publishing the audio as soon as Pete reminds me that I forgot to do it tomorrow morning. Make sure to check out the DFS MVP pod that I'll be doing tomorrow. And I think, Hasan, I'm on the Rotovich show with you guys.
You are
in the next. Is it this Sunday or coming up?
Is it the 19th? Yeah, the 19th. That's when you're on.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So check that out too.
Make sure you guys check out Stat Chasing on Ship Chasing. That's available for YouTube members. Tuesday nights they stream that live at 8 p.m. and then it goes public on Wednesday morning. Awesome work from Drico and Sacrilegious. Make sure you're checking that out. You can get it on the pod feed or in video form. For me tomorrow, no JM to win. He's traveling for my DFS show. So Hilo from 1 week season is filling in. Super sharp guy. Excited to break down the slate with him. And then I head over with the Badge Bros and we do off and on the clock, walk through a bunch of battle royale underdog drafting strategies.
And you keep fucking hitting every single pick 'em that you do on off and on the clock. Everything you're picking, Pete is crushing it. He does these calls for all of us. I just want to be very clear. Listen to Pete's fucking content.
The Ship Chasing pick'ems die, so the off and on the clock ones can fly. I think is what we're doing right now. No, but Chris, Blair, Hasan, very much appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Thank you guys for the chat. I know it was a brutal game, injuries, pick'ems flopping. It is what it is. But Wednesday, we will be back. We got to do some work. We're going to book some guests. We do have one guest, Jacob Sanderson, because Patrick Queen, whatever. But we're going to book some fun guests. We'll have a fun show Wednesday. So no Shipcast next Thursday. That's Thanksgiving. But we will be live Wednesday night for a fun Ship Chasing Thanksgiving extravaganza. We'll see you then. And let's go out on a little moment of Zen that feels appropriate for tonight.